Good evening. High School Sports Live, in partnership with ABC 27, is proud to present the Northern Polar Bears and the East Penn Panthers. This broadcast is brought to you by our premier sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Good evening. I'm Todd McCall, along with Archie Smith Jr. and Jerome Presley. It's 10 years we've been doing this. We're celebrating our 10th year here at Robert F. Bostic Field. And, you know, the excitement in the air already. Now, both teams, Northern and East Penn, a lot of guys graduated, 20-plus on both sides. What are your thoughts tonight on this exciting matchup?
Well, like you said, a lot of graduates on both sides of the ball, but you have two different ways of looking at this. On East Penn's side, they're looking at a rebuild. On the other side, with the Polar Bears, there's an excitement about this team 6-4 last year, coming into this year, being able to really put it together and try to compete for a title. So looking at some players on both sides, we look at Marquise Horton for East Penn. He's going to be counted on as an athlete, all-around athlete, to do what he needs to do to help this team put points on the board, because they're going to have to do that against this Northern team. And on the other side, Kyle Swartz, 1,300 yards last year, 18 touchdowns. He is a workhorse for the Polar Bears. Look for them and look for us to see them get him the ball a lot, often.
And Archie Smith, I mean, first game jitters, they happen. I'm going to go into the Archie Smith coaching corner, and don't forget the junior Archie Smith, am I right? But let's go inside the corner. One of the things in that first game, turnovers become big issues in game number one. Now, you know, you come out here and get this win at home, and you start that selling forward. But if you're our coach tonight, talking to both East Penn and Northern, what are you telling your players tonight?
I mean, this is simple. I'm telling my guys, hey, I'm not doing it and over exaggerating a lot of plays. I want to keep it simple for my guys. And guys, we want to come out here and create an identity for both our teams tonight. That goes for East Penn and Northern. Keep it short and simple, create an identity, and see what we got going on through the rest of the year for our team.
Well, live tonight from Robert F. Bostic Field here down in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, it's the Northern Polar Bears, East Penn Panthers kickoff right after these messages.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be.
And I won't stop learning.
I am CCA.
Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
It's Friday Night Football. Welcome back to Robert F. Bostic Field. Jerome Presley, Todd McCall, Archie Smith Jr., the coach, down on the sidelines along with Grace Grill tonight. And we are really happy to be in our 10th season of doing this, Jerome. Calling Friday Night Football games, I don't call it work, I call it easy.
Oh, man, I just love it. And again, the atmosphere here is amazing. Northern fans are bananas, man. The whole town has come out to see their team play. You see the grass field. I mean, how many times do we see grass field nowadays? It's all about turf. But it brings back the old school rivalry between East Pennsboro and Northern. So I'm very excited and jazzed up.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. It's an old school rivalry. This goes way back. We got South Mountain on the far end. Beautiful night in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. Excited to call this one East Pennsboro and Northern York ready to set for her first game of the season tonight. Back to receive the punt is a guy that you probably might not want to kick to, Kyle Swartz, back in the back. One thing you say about number 7, Swartz has been described as kind of a freak of nature, Jerome.
Yeah, I know early in the season or early in the preseason, there was a lot of talk about him coming in and really establishing himself as a premier back in this league. He had 1,300 yards last year, 18 touchdowns. So this is a coming out party for him.
Jacob Henry's kick is picked up around the 30. It'd be good field position for Northern on their first possession of the night. First possession of the 2018 season. They come off a 6-4 season in which they graduate over 20 starters, a whole fresh, brand new offensive line. But on the other side of the ball, East Penn, same situation, over 22 graduates, a couple starters back. So this is next man up is what high school football is all about.
It is, and you hope that the stars that have left have taught these younger kids who are now veterans what to do.
Barrett give to Swartz up the middle, and Swartz still on his feet. He's going to cross the 35, and you're going to hear that name. Number 7 is going to carry a lot. He'll pick up 5 yards on his first carry.
Ball carrier, number 7, Kyle Swartz on the tackle for the Panthers, number 53, Mackay Stewart.
Mackay Stewart on the tackle for East Pennsboro. 2nd down 5, ball on the 37-yard line. Give up the middle. Swartz bouncing left, crossing the 40-yard line. And Jerome, that doesn't surprise us right away early. 2 plays, 2 runs, both gives to number 7.
And that's all about setting the tone at the line of scrimmage, letting your offensive lineman establish that line of scrimmage and push the defense back and give your guy a lot of carries. And Swartz is going to carry the ball. Keep an eye out in the 3rd and 4th quarter, especially late 3rd, early 4th quarter, when those runs, see if they can bust open that East Pennsboro defense.
The ball's on the 42. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Around to the left side. East Penn's whole right side of the offensive line bringing down the quarterback.
And again, this is what you want. You want to establish your offensive line. When you have 2 young teams, you want to get those guys settled in early so that you can establish that line of scrimmage. And you're seeing right now Northern is taking it to East Pennsboro 5-6 yards a pop at each carry. So that's actually very efficient football coming from Northern.
3 plays on this drive. In the opening drive, 3 runs, 2 by Swartz, 1 by the quarterback. 2nd down and 4, ball on the 48-yard line. Barrett will put it up for the first time, and that'll be tipped away. Great pressure up front by East Pennsboro.
And again, Todd, I don't have a problem with that call. It was 2nd down. You're moving the ball very well, running the ball. Why not take a shot and pass it? And I think that's what you're going to see from Northern, a very opportunistic passing team. They're going to try to establish the run first and then do a little bit of play action off of that and see if they can catch East Pennsboro sleeping a little bit.
Well, Blake Pogovitz, the big tight defensive end, tight end, 6'2", 240 on that left side of the East Pennsylvania line. He wears number 88. He is a big one on that corner. 3rd and 4. Ball on the 48. Give to the left side by Swartz. Swartz evades 1 tackle, but not much there. He'll be stuffed. And that's a great pursuit on the East Penn right side of the defense with 10-12 to play here in the first quarter.
And again, pursuit, when you're talking about pursuit, you're talking about penetration. And Northern trying to get outside. East Pennsboro's defense on that right side stretched the offense, so they weren't able to get too far. Swartz couldn't get upfield, and that defense swarmed.
So Swartz lost 1 on that, and they're going to bring in the punting crew for East Penn, or for Northern. That's a good sign for East Pennsboro to get an early stop here on Northern's first drive. There's a flag down, and man, pursuit on the left side looked like he had a chance to block it. And that ball's going to bounce somewhere around the 29-yard line, and there's a second flag that came in. So we'll have to see what the calls are. 2 flags. Our referee tonight is Mike Kiefer. Our umpire is Daryl Johnson. Head linesman is Sean Farrell. Our line judge is Derek Lutz. Back judge Stephen Warner, and Berkeley Reed is the clock operator tonight here in our opening game, 9:29 here on ABC 27, in partnership with High School Sports Live. Again, we said celebrating our 10th year. It's kind of hard to believe.
It is, and I mean, it's just been fun.
Jerome, you and Archie have managed to keep your youthful looks. I must compliment you guys. I'm embracing the gray now. It's wisdom.
Okay. No, I mean, I'm grayed up a little bit, too. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
That's not just for men or anything.
No,
okay.
it's not.
All right. I just want to make sure. Tonight we have a lively crowd, Jerome. You mentioned it right away. I mean, there's so much purple on the Polar Bear side.
Yes.
I mean, the crowd is really thick. They painted up tonight purple everywhere. So I tell you what, it's a beautiful color down here.
Yeah.
But it is well seen tonight, if that's what you want to call it.
Well, that student section for Northern is they really are getting hyped. We actually saw fireworks before the game in daylight. I mean, I think when the cannon went off, we both were like, "What's going on?" Ready to take cover.
Like a Civil War.
That's pretty cool.
Right. It's a Civil War of sorts tonight, East Penn and Northern, an old rivalry. But when that cannon went off South Mountain, it had to kind of be vintage Gettysburg Campaign 1863. Mm-hmm. But let me stop now before I bore the viewers anymore. We're going to re-punt. We had 2 flags. Northern going to put it up in the air again.
Keep an eye on number 88 for East Pennsboro coming off that left side. He got very, very close to getting a block. And that's Blake. Be careful. He can get up there, and he has some height to him, too. He get those arms up there. Keep an eye on the punter as well. He's taking a lot of time to get the ball off, and we're early in the season, so you may see that a lot with punters trying to secure the ball first to get a kickoff.
Yeah, Blake Polkovitz, the big defensive end, he's 6'2", 240. He did come that left side and almost blocked the last one. It's going to be shorter this time, and the ball is going to be down right outside of the 35-yard line. And East Penn will have decent field position for their first possession.
Well, you talked about how important that stop was for East Pennsboro to come out on the road with this hostile crowd. Well, not really hostile, but just a really lively crowd, and to have a really good stop, getting the ball back with pretty decent field position. So you get a chance to establish yourself as a new team, just like Northern did. And again, just because there's a lot of new players doesn't mean we don't have good players and budding stars. So it gives those kids an opportunity who have both experienced on both sides success.
Well, 9:19 to play, first down and 10, first possession for East Penn of the 2018 season. Ball on the 34-yard line. Got dual receivers to the right, a single to the left. Caroli rolling out. His first pass is complete. And that's Jackson Irwin, the junior, 6'3", 175. And it's a nice play call right out of the bat.
Yeah, and that's Ty Reagan on the stop. And again, with Caroli, he was a receiver, and they moved him to quarterback. So you figure you're going to see a lot of that from last year's teams. Guys that played on East Pennsboro, some are moving around different positions. And you'll see Schermeyer, who is going to be the workload running back for East Pennsboro.
Schermeyer, the sophomore, he's got twin receivers, twin backs, Put Schermeyer in motion. Actually, give us Jacob Schermeyer. Man, there is nothing there on the left side. What was the pursuit? And they're not big tree toppers, but boy, do they hustle and get to the ball. And that's Azani Carney, the defensive. He's only a freshman. Correction on that. That's Luke Horkovitz. He's 5'6", only 160 pounds. Not a big guy, but he got after it.
Yeah, and Carney was on that play as well. And that, you're seeing just swarming to the ball, second down and long for East Pennsboro.
Second play of this drive, 2nd and 7, ball on the 50-yard line. Caroli looking to throw. Big, tall quarterback stands up in the pocket. Pass is complete. On that far side, they went to Schermeyer.
And again, you're seeing safe throws for Caroli. The quarterback position is not his normal, typical position. Give him safe throws, a swing pass, a little out to get him comfortable and to see what he can do. He's an athlete. We know he's a good athlete. And sometimes in many systems nowadays, you put your best athlete at quarterback and they learn the position on the fly.
That was a pickup of 6, ball on the 44. 7:35 to play here in the first quarter. Twin receivers left, single receiver to the right. Caroli's going to keep it. And he'll be drugged down at the defensive line by Schwartz, who plays linebacker. You're going to see a lot of players play both ways. Kyle Schwartz probably will not come off the field. He's a very good linebacker, also a great wrestler down here at Northern. And he said, you know, he'll play in college, but it'll be a decision whether he plays football. He's kind of, as I described, a freak of nature, but a heck of a wrestler down here. Northern has always been a great wrestling school as well. There's an official timeout on the field, and it's a 4th down. 2 yards to go, and looks like East Penn will go for it.
And sometimes what you'll see from wrestlers, they're some of your better tacklers in football.
Yeah.
I mean, because that, you know, the grappling aspect of it, some of those guys are the guys that you want on your defense that can come up, lay the wood, and are very secure tacklers, and you saw that right there from Schwartz.
Let's go down to Archie Smith on the sideline. Archie, a lot of these players are going to be playing double ways. It's hot tonight. You know Alabama Slim, being from Alabama, this heat, guys like this got to keep going. We'll hold that thought. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more of Archie's Corner.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Welcome back. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Archie?
Guys, I like what both coaches are doing right now. I like East Penn coach right now. He's playing it safe. He's seeing what each team is giving them. I like Carolee standing in the pocket, making nice, safe plays, like Jerome said. They're not putting too much on his plate right now. They're just giving him the soft, easy out routes, the soft, easy check down plays, and he's making them. So we got a little ball game going on here, guys.
Well, East Penn had to come in and punt. Let's look at right after this punt. Well, the ball be down around the 25. Northern will get it back. Let's take a look at your keys, Jerome, for this game, especially, first of all, for East Penn.
For East Pennsboro, the first thing is to adjust to a new. There's a lot of change in this roster, and these guys have to grow up fast. It's all about fundamentals. When you have a new roster, you got to really, really focus on fundamentals and practices in the offseason, but take your chances when the door is open to do that, and then embrace the underdog role like the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. That's how you do it. If you're the underdog, you come in and you make it happen. For Northern, it's home sweet home. There is no better place to play than here. Ride the Schwartz train, taking all passengers, feed this guy the ball, and then preseason hype. Northern is really excited about this season, and don't talk about it, but be about it.
Don't talk about it, but be about it. Chris Barrett on the carry and the keeper. The ball was on the 25. Get back to the line. He picked up 3. 3 on the keeper.
Good look at that Northern team and Chris Barrett, and you could tell a lot of off-season conditioning. It's a premium on that. You know, when the football season is over and you have kids that go on to college, whether they play or not, the guys that stay back, they have to focus on getting their bodies right for the season. It's a long season, and it's a grueling season. They have to be right for it. So you can see these guys on both teams doing the things they need to do.
Ball on the 28. Give to Schwartz. Does Schwartz have it? No. Barrett kept it up the middle. Great play. Made the read. Barrett will keep it. It's kind of a dual threat. He hasn't put it up at once tonight. But that'll be a first down and moving the chains, and that's what the Polar Bears want. Just going to mix it up. You look at, I mean, you talk about playing it safe on this other side, and this is a run game. It's the best way to start off the season if you're a quarterback is to get that running game going, and I feel like it allows that quarterback just to get a little more comfort in that passing lane.
Well, having Schwartz in the backfield, he commands a lot of attention, so that'll give the quarterback, Chris Barrett, opportunities to run the ball.
Number 30, Luke Corbeck, the ball carrier.
That was Luke Corbeck on the carry.
And then Jacob Schermeyer just blew that play up from the start. He read it right, came down, and it seemed like a run blitz, and he just blew that play up, and that's what you want. Deep penetration into the offensive backfield for a 3-yard loss.
A loss of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 13 for the Polar Bears. Barrett's going to put it up. Pass is complete. So his big tight end, that's Tony Pottinger. on the catch.
Number 15, Chris Barrett's pass completed to number 82, 75.
And then Marquise Horton, we'll see a lot of him, and they're going to need production out of him on the offensive side of the ball. He is very comfortable at that cornerback position, comes up and makes the play, brings up a third down, and it's an important third down. Both of these teams, I get a sense, are feeling each other out right now. Neither are taking many chances. They're just seeing what they got, and that's what you do with a young team. I want to see which coach is going to take a chance and really try to do something different. Trick play or go deep or something.
Pickup of 10. Swartz over the middle, and that's what that set up. Going back to their bread and butter on the carry. And that'll be a first down, moving the chains again. For Northern, 4:18 to play here in the first quarter. They've got some rhythm now. When you get in this team in the rhythm and getting Swartz going, it's allowing things to do. And I like what Barrett did on his last pass. Maybe look for him to put it up again, 1st and 10, ball on the 48.
And Joe Povertude, that was a touchdown saving tackle right there, because Swartz burst through the line of scrimmage.
Barrett, the keep left side. Moving in the secondary. Now you have your secondary making tackles, and that looks good for if you're a Northern fan.
Definitely not a good sign if you're East Pennsboro, because you're only in the first quarter. If this is still happening into the third and fourth quarter, like I said, that can be a long night for you. So again, you want those guys up front to make plays. Sometimes you have to do a good job of rotating, and hopefully you have your depth. And then when you're in the early season, first game, your depth is tested early.
Barrett with 5 carries already. Keepers 1st down and 10, ball on the 38. He's going to put his receiver in motion. He's going to give it to Pottinger. Pottinger's not going to find much there. Coming up to make the tackle was Jacob Schiermeyer. Jacob Schiermeyer, you're going to call his name a lot, playing both sides of the ball. As we said, a lot of players doing that tonight.
And he kept contained, and that's what you want to do. If you're the last man on the outside, you have to turn everything inside. Schiermeyer did not let anyone get outside of him, came up, made a short tackle. And that's the second or third time we've seen him get a player in the grasp, and he does not let go. Very good sound tackler from that outside.
Loss of 5. 7th play of this drive, their second drive. 2nd and 15, ball on the 43-yard line. Twin receivers left and right. Pottinger in motion. Going to be keeper Barrett. Barrett left side. There's flags down. Looks like might have been holding on the right side.
Number 15, Chris Barrett, the ball carrier, brought down by number 22, Hunter Campbell. There is a flag in the play. Illegal shift against the Polar Bears.
So an illegal shift. I thought I saw holding too. So, beginning of the year, cutting down on penalties, cutting down on turnovers, has been talked about in the locker rooms, Jerome. And so far, not too bad.
No, it hasn't been too bad. And I think what happens is, especially when you have a young team, the adrenaline is different than practice. You can practice till you're blue in the face until you get out here and see your friends that they're all colored up for your team. You got the student section, you got your family, you have friends, you have people here. You may have family out of town coming to see you. That takes the adrenaline to a new level. So guys have to play controlled chaos in a way. So they have to make sure they're ready, but at the same time controlled.
Barrett back to pass. Good arm. Going to find Swartz down that sideline. Actually, that pass is complete to Tyler Yon. And it was a very good throw. Great play. Good call on the offensive coordinator side of Northern. And look at the crowd. They're going to get crazy. They're all painted up purple and white. The Polar Bear crowd behind their team in this drive right now.
And Daquan Everett, the cornerback, got turned around. He got caught peeking in the backfield instead of playing his man, and it allowed the receiver to get behind him, which made a big play for Northern.
Big 24-yard pickup for Northern. 1st and 10, ball on the 24. Give to Swartz, right side, cutting up the middle, staying outside, bouncing outside. He had a block, but what nice fight off of the block. Coming up and make that tackle is Marquise Horton. Horton, the receiver, also playing both sides. I mean, they're not coming off the field tonight. You got to worry about cramps maybe, get the Gatorade in them.
Yeah, and again, when you're talking about hydration begins before the game. I mean, you want that happening yesterday and the day before. And for us, this is a really comfortable night. For players, this is going to be a warm night. So they have to make sure they're hydrating. They have to make sure that when they get a chance, they're getting a little bit of rest. You got a lot of guys going both ways. Yeah. So that's going to, it's going to be big. With these guys will be cramping up tonight, too.
You're comfortable because I feel like I'm cramping up a bit. Maybe it's just because
you haven't been drinking water. That's your problem.
You know what? I always love the coaching advice that I get from JP. 10 years of that, and I tell you, it hasn't changed one bit. He doesn't take it easy, folks.
79 degrees right now. And
give to Swartz, but who blew that play up? Chismar comes out of nowhere. The linebacker, the senior, he's 5'11", 185, and I tell you what, that was a heck of a play. He did not get touched.
And then we have an injury which could have had something to do with why he came unimpeded into the defense.
But we'll take a break. We'll be right back with more after these messages.
Hit the road with Jack.
Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet. Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local. Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
The down player was Spencer Bresky. Looks like he's getting up 6'3", 245-pound senior. He's going to walk off the field. Looks like he's coming up a little bit sore on one of those right ankles. Let's go down to Archie. Archie, the sidelines at Northern. Pretty hyped tonight.
Guys, the energy is real high tonight. And one thing that I'm seeing from this young team, that these guys are dialed into the field. As you see, we have an injury coming off. Now the next man is going in. Because of this situation that happened in the game, you have to be locked into the game because you never know what's going to happen for you to get in the game and be able to do your same assignments and do your job.
Well, 3rd down and 10 ball on the 24-yard line. 1:15 to play here at first quarter. Barrett, shotgun formation, twins left and right. He'll put Pottinger in motion. The give, he keeps it himself. And Barrett up the middle, close to the first down marker.
Number 15, Chris Barrett, the ball carrier.
Well, again, you're seeing Northern do a lot of misdirection with Kyle Swartz. And like we said, Kyle Swartz, because of what he's been able to do, he's been able to really get going. So what you're seeing is East Pennsboro are trying to key on him. So the key is going to be how do they adjust to this offensive line change with Bresky getting hurt. We don't know what the situation is with him. We hope he's okay and can get back in the game.
11th play of this drive. 4th down and 6. Ball on the 25-yard line. 25 and counting. Barrett back to pass, looking one side. Went over the left side. It's incomplete to Ty Reagan. And East Pennsboro will take over on downs.
And that was just a good defensive effort by number 13. That's Everett again. And, you saw Everett earlier in the season get picked on a little bit on a deep ball. He played that brilliantly, broke on the ball very well, could have had an opportunity to maybe even cause an interception as quick as he broke on the ball. So good defense by number 13 for East Pennsboro.
Well, that was a 12-play drive. Takeover on downs by East Penn. East Penn again, bend but not break. 18 seconds here in the first quarter. They'll have the ball 1st and 10. Their second possession. Ball spot on the 20-yard line. Give. Schumacher, right side. And Barrett, the quarterback, will have to take him down with a little assist from 21, Devin Hackett.
And Barrett had to make that play because, I'll tell you what, that could have been a long gainer for East Pennsboro. And I'm telling you, this Schumacher kid, I'm liking him. He's tough, hard-nosed kid that runs the ball hard and he tackles hard as well.
So that's the end of the first quarter. We'll be right back with more after these messages.
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet. Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local. Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Every day, We pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Players from all over the state of Pennsylvania will be trying out Team Pennsylvania Advanced Hoops Boys and Girls AAU team. Advanced Hoops is a leader in AAU basketball in South Central PA. Tryouts for spring teams are on October 27th. For more information, go to www.advancedhoops.com. Today's broadcast is sponsored in part by OSS Health, Giant Foods, and Capital Region Insurance. Second quarter action here from Bostic Field. Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, South Mountain View, Cornfields, beautiful place to see football. Jerome Presley and East Pennsboro will have the ball for their second possession. They picked up 8 on the last play, 2nd and 2, ball on the 28-yard line. There's a quarterback keeper by Caroli.
Well, I'll tell you what, Todd, one of the things East Pennsboro definitely needs to do is try to get something going offensively and sustain a drive. Because what we saw on the second drive for Northern is they began to really pound the ball. And that takes a toll on your defense. So East Pennsboro has to be able to draw this out a little bit and get a couple of first downs and keep this ball. It's always better to deliver a blow, sustain, than receive a blow. And right now the defense has been receiving a lot of blows. Their offense has to get a first down.
Well, they moved the chains. They moved the chains on Caroli's 3-yard pickup. Shotgun formation. Twin receivers to the left, one to the right. He's going to roll to his left, Caroli, and he's going to be taken down. Nothing there. Great play, great pursuit. Blake Cruz, the linebacker, 190 sophomore for Northern. A lot of youth on both sides of the ball tonight.
And I'll tell you what, Crowley, stay on your feet, man. Don't jump like that. I mean, that could have been a dangerous situation. Loss of 3. It looked like he was trying to, his first read wasn't open, took off, actually ran into where the pressure was, and took a loss.
Took a 3-yard loss, ball on the 28-yard line, 2nd and 13, 10:46 here to play in the half. Trips to the right side to put Shoemaker in motion. He's going to come far side, and Jackson Irwin on the pass play.
And I'll tell you what, Crowley had Hunter Campbell right down the seam. If he could at least give him a little bit, or hit him early, or give him a little bit time to clear, he didn't see him on that play. And again, that's a novice quarterback learning the position, and it looks like he's on 1 or 2 reads before he's delivering the ball. So again, as he matures, as he gets used to playing this position, you're going to see the coaches try to get him to open it up. But again, big 3rd down, and they need to get a first down here.
And that was a loss of 1 on that play. Always like right in Dillsburg right about this time, and as the sun sets, a nice beautiful orange sky across South Mountain, just picturesque. Caroli shotgun formation. And look like movement. There'll be flags down, so they're moving backwards now.
And again, that's not what you wanted. You definitely don't want to give this ball back to Northern. And again, when Northern, if East Pennsboro can't get this first down, look at Northern and watch how they advance the ball. Are they going to go into pound mode? Because that's what I think, I would do right now. I don't know how fresh that East Pennsboro D is right now.
Well, the ball's on the 22 of East Penn. They're backing up. Second possession of the 2018 season. 3rd and 19 they're faced with. Look for Northern to bring the pressure. Archie Smith.
The play that you just seen, Northern had the pressure dialed up right there, and from number 53 coming up the middle, let's see if they come back with that same play. He's showing blitz right now. Let's see if they put pressure on him right here.
Caroli standing in the pocket. It's going to fire up over the top, and it's going to be incomplete. His intended receiver was Jackson Irwin, and they'll have to bring the punt team on.
Well, because of the penalties that took place, East Pennsboro were able to at least chew up a little bit of time. So it gives your defense, and some of those guys going both ways an opportunity to at least get some level of rest. But again, watch and see what Northern does. Will Northern come out and pound that ball again? They found something in that last drive as far as advancing the ball. Let's see if they get back to it.
Jared Gorman on to punt. The junior, he's 5'11", 165. And back for Northern is Tyler Yon. Ball went straight up in the air, not much to it. But we got whistles. Let's go to Mike Kiefer and see what the call is. And it'll be a false start on East Penn. They're going to back them up again. Now this is where things get dangerous in the beginning of the year. Special teams are so important. I mean, you're getting those. It's like a turnover when you keep backing up. It's ball's now spot on the 17-yard line.
But keep an eye on both of these punters. They are both taking a long time to get the ball off. I would not be surprised if one of these teams go after it, because both have had close blocks that almost happened.
Gorman gets a decent kick and nice hit, nice special teams coverage. Ty Young coming up to make the tackle. Actually, that was Connor Groff on the tackle of Tyler Young. Take a look at it again here on the screen.
And that's just perfect timing. That's one of those situations where it's a good idea to put your hand up in the air and call a fair catch on that.
Archie, you've had to do that a lot, and I know Jerome did too, returning kicks. That might be a fair catch on that one.
Yeah, that's a fair catch, but this is the first game right here, man. You're trying to help your team out and flip the field position right here. So that was a bang play right there. I like from both sides of it.
1st and 10, ball on the 47-yard line, third possession for Northern. They've controlled the time of possession today. Swartz, right side, makes a spin, keeps it going, and he's going to be brought down and really wrestled down hard on that left side by Matthew Hartman.
And I'll tell you, Joe Povitude had an opportunity for a stop behind the line of scrimmage, but he blew up that play, number 32. You saw him come in and get that penetration, almost had to tackle, but gave time for other guys on the team to come along and finish it off. Matthew Hartman, number 61, came by and finished off the tackle.
Tell you what, it's a good fundamental tackle and put hard pressure, physical. 2nd and 10, ball on the 47, 8:28. Guys going to have some bruises. This is a hard-nosed football game. We knew it would be. Barrett rolling to his left, looking downfield, has a receiver. He overthrows. Intended receiver was Aiden Winger, 5'10", 150. We got flags down in the backfield.
And it may be, they may get number 32 Povitude again on roughness on the quarterback.
Boy, roughing the passer. That's the ones that really cost you 15.
And that's a difficult throw. Let's talk about it. You roll out to your left. You have to throw over the linebacker, but you have to drop it in behind the corner of safety. So, and you're doing it on the run. So you have an inexperienced quarterback that has to make that play, and he gets bailed out by the penalty.
And you're exposed to be hit.
Yes.
You're usually chest exposed. Usually you get a helmet between the numbers on a play like that.
And that's a call, from East Pennsboro's side that you don't want to make. You don't want to give up a play like that. The defense holds, quarterback's not able to complete the play, and you give up a 15-yard penalty.
So it's going to be 1st and 10, ball on the 38-yard line. They're going to be moving it forward off the penalty. It's going to set Northern up. Crowd getting behind him now. 8:18, 1st and 10. Barrett under center. Give Swartz left side, not much. He's going to be wrestled down, and coming up, Jonathan Yurchak, the defensive tackle. He's only a freshman. He's 210 pounds.
And number 32 again, Joe Povitude again comes up and makes the play.
Jordan Heisey is in the game now. Barrett is out of the game. Jordan Heisey at quarterback. He's a sophomore. He's 170 pounds, so I don't know if Barrett came off the sideline. I don't see him. Didn't spot him. I don't know if you see him over there, Archie Smith. But I actually see Barrett standing. He looks fine. Gives Swartz left side, bouncing. That's what he will do. He'll wear you down, cross the 20-yard line, and the crowd loves what they see out of this kid.
And that's Cruz on the play. Blake Cruz on the play. So now you're seeing a different running back here introduced. Swartz got a lot of run. They bring in someone else, and this time's number 2, Cruz. Let him get in the action. And again, we talked about pounding that defense. That's what you're starting to see. That running game is getting going. Penalty helps them out. Now they can run the ball.
Swartz back in behind Heisey. Heisey quarterback, the sophomore, replacing Barrett. Give to Swartz. Swartz right side bounces, tries to get out. Grasp the whole time by Caleb Schreiner. He's a junior, 5'11", 190 pounds. Nowhere to go there.
And again, Schreiner playing big man ball in this inside. Get your hands around that ball carrier and not letting them go. I'll tell you what, against Swartz, they're doing a good job. The success that Northern's having is when they have other backs like Cruz, or you have the quarterback
Barrett
getting
coming
involved.
In. Yeah, right.
Barrett coming in. So those are where you're getting it, because it seems like they're keying on Swartz. So Barrett on the keeper, giving it some other guys like Cruz, getting the job done.
Yeah, Cruz is in at the fullback. Heisey's going to put up for the first time. Dumps off to Cruz. Cruz just shot at the 10-yard line. And Caroli, the quarterback, has to come up and make the tackle for East Pennsboro.
Definitely good tackle, but a good play call. And Cruz just bounces right back up.
He used his shoulder, Caroli. Archie got your quarterback. Archie got your quarterback have to make plays on defense. It's both ways. It's the way it is tonight. Heisey under center. They got a full house backfield. Give Swartz. Swartz left side trying to push up, trying to get out the 10-yard line. He'll be wrestled down. Coming up to make the tackle, a host of East Penn Panthers, and Jacob Schermeyer was the first to put the hit. 6:20 to play. Swartz 4 straight runs. They'll move the chains.
And I tell you, when Swartz runs the ball, again, East Pennsboro's dialed in there. The problem is when other guys have the ball.
Heisey under center. Heisey's going to keep left side across the 10-yard line. Up to the 2-yard line. I don't know, he got the pylon, just shy of the pylon, coming up to make the tackle. For East Pennsboro was Everett Daquan. The junior, he's 5'11", 165 pounds. 5:48 to play here. Knocking on the door in the red zone is the Polar Bears.
And Heisey, I don't know if there was a miscommunication on the play. He just turns it into to positive yardage and picks up really good gain, almost gets in the end zone.
Heisey, pickup of 11 on the play. Ball spot on the 1-yard line. Heisey going underneath center. Looks like Northern's in for the first touchdown of 2018. No call yet.
Yeah, see if they gave it to him.
Archie, did he look like he got in? He looked like he ducked under. You got a great view.
Yes, I'm standing down here. It was a bobble snap, but he was able to get on it, but he ended up landing onto his center, and his knee was down right here at the inch-yard line. And that play before, it wasn't a bobble snap. It was a read play. He read on the fullback, and he ended up pulling, which was a great play, guys.
All right, Polar Bears. Half-inch line, if you want to call it. On the 1, Heisey under center. Heisey give to Swartz. Swartz is going to get in. It looks like a touchdown, Polar Bears. They're on the board.
And that's what you want. Give it to Swartz. Good defensive play initially, that contact. But Schermeyer came up, made a good stick, but not enough. Swartz used that power. That's that off-season lifting, conditioning, get you in the end zone.
10-play drive caps with a 1-yard touchdown by Swartz. And the Polar Bears, just a classic drive by Northern. You see right here just what he does. Give it to your workhorse. He carried 7 times in that drive.
And just a full house backfield, 2 fullbacks lead through. Offensive line did their part and gets in the end zone.
Bailey Blazek with the point after, low snap, and it's going to be blocked. It's going to be no good. So Northern will not be able to put an extra point on, but we'll be back with more on High School Sports Live after these messages. Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish.
With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
High School Sports Live is proud to partner with Mazzetti and Sullivan, a provider of substance use and mental health counseling services for teens and adults at 4 convenient locations across Central PA since 1983. Visit them at mazzettiandsullivan.com or call 1-800-809-2925. Mazzetti and Sullivan. We listen, we help. Coming right up, stay tuned to 4:48 to play. Stay tuned for our Jack Giambalvo halftime report, our Highmark halftime stats, special interview also with Charlie Fortney on High School Sports Live in the 2018 season, and Grace Grill will interview Northern Athletic Director Jerry Swilly. Ryan Mata back on the carry. That last drive was 8 plays, 53 yards, and time of possession. They had the ball 4 minutes, 3 possessions, 2 of which one takeover downs, 1 punt, and then a 1-yard touchdown for Northern. But they've controlled the clock today with the ball. East Pennsboro on their 3rd possession now. And you look at that drive, it just really started by this change of pace. Cruz coming in. Right there was a big pickup, and that just put him in the driver's seat in the red zone. And Swartz carried from 1 yard out, like right here, putting the shoulder down. And Northern was on the board 6-0. Smart left side. Not much there. Good defensive effort by Northern. Coming up to make that tackle is Joe Samsel. He's the outside linebacker. He's 220, the senior.
Yeah, and again, that penetration on the defense, gets it done every time. Now, again, East Pennsboro has to keep this ball. We saw it again. They 3 and out, give the ball back to Northern. What did Northern do? They pounded the ball. And you're going to see that again. If East Pennsboro punts it and can't do anything with this offensive possession, you're going to see Northern do the exact same thing and put them in scoring position. So they have to get something going offensively.
2nd and 9. Rolling left, rolling right. Pressure was on. He's back to pass. Sets up the left side. Pass was complete to Schermeyer.
And Swartz made a very, very important tackle on that outside, only giving up 2 yards or 1.5 yards. If he did not make that tackle, there was so much room to run on that play. So that was a good, sound defensive effort from Swartz.
Nothing but green on that left side. You take a look at it again here. Right there, the running back and linebacker, Kyle Swartz, coming up to make the tackle. Also, low center of gravity, the wrestler.
Absolutely. And if you're a running back and you see number 75 down there, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to juke him and head to the house.
Crowley back to pass, looking down the middle of the field. Pass is complete. Making a very athletic play is the big tight end. That's 88. That's Blake Pokovitz.
And that's 1-on-1. You get your big tight end and open it down the seam. That was the play that earlier in the game I saw that the quarterback didn't, but this time he saw it and was able to find a good play. And I love seeing the tall quarterback stand in the pocket and deliver a good ball. Number 21, Corrali.
34-yard pickup on that pass play. It'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 35-yard line. 3 plays of this possession, and East Pennsboro moving the ball. Crowley looks good in the pocket, standing straight up, back to pass. Looking downfield again, got somebody left side. Oh, hit him in the hands with it. Jackson Irwin incomplete. I tell you what, he had him, Jerome. I mean, that was a beautiful ball laid where you want it.
Well, I think East Pennsboro they found a quarterback, and they found someone that delivers a very, very good deep ball. And I'll tell you, in the beginning of the game, and Archie commented on this too, a lot more conservative throwing the ball. Now you're seeing them open it up a little bit, and that can add a whole new complexity to this game for East Pennsboro offensively.
I'll tell you what, he had beat on that far side. He beat Wenger on that far side. And you said the seam's been open tonight. That single coverage left side, he's going to look again that way. Swartz, this time, passes complete to Jackson. There are
flags on the play.
And this will be holding, so this will come back. And then you saw East Pennsboro, they're establishing something, and now they're going to, the holding penalty is going to bring it back.
2:22 to play. Referees getting together. Mike Kiefer. Holding is the play.
After the assessment of the 10-yard penalty from the spot of the half.
So it'll be 10 yards. But coming up at halftime, folks, stay tuned to Jack Giababo halftime report and our High Mark halftime stats. We'll also have a special interview with Charlie Fortney of High School Sports Live about the 2018 football season we're excited for. And our very own Grace Grill will be interviewing athletic director, Northern's athletic director, Jerry Swilley. 2:22 to play, 2nd and 26. They're backed up forever. Ball on the 49. Zermeyer, right side, across the 50. Bouncing outside across the 40. 38, call it.
Number 34,
He'll pick up 11.
And again, that's not a bad play call. It actually gives you a little bit more manageable 3rd and 14-ish. And it's one of those situations where you may have 2 downs to get that yardage. So again, keep an eye on number 21, quarterback Nicholas Corrali, and seeing if they'll let him sit back in the pocket and see if he can deliver some balls. He's delivered some strikes here in this second quarter, especially on this drive. He's shown that he can put up the ball, and his confidence, you can see it. It's gone up a little bit.
Well, I think he's beat the D-backs. Let's go down to Archie Smith. Archie, I feel like he's looked at left side a lot. The seam's been open. What have you seen on field level?
Well, Jerome kind of hit it early when they was talking about hitting the seam down the middle with our tight end here, and East Penn think they heard us on there. Now this is what they've been looking at. But I kind of got some more information on the switcher here after this interception, guys.
Ball's intercepted by Jan. Jan down the sideline. Jan still on his feet. Big crossing over 45-yard line, and what a turnover. Our first turnover of the game is going to result in the loud crowd. Look at the Polar Bears right now. Now they know right there was a big play as East Penn was driving.
Well, again, this is one of those balls that you have to fight to get it, and that's between you and the receiver, the cornerback. And as a quarterback, you want your receiver to win that battle. And in this case, that did not happen. Coming down, Tyler Young comes down and makes the play. Good defensive effort. But again, you want your receiver to go get that.
And Jan was thinking to take it to the house. First down and 10. 4th possession for Northern. Hold on, we have whistles. Heisey's the quarterback now. Since that change, they're bringing him in.
Yeah, I noticed that. The quarterback Heisey, he's in the game. They made a change from Swartz. So, you know, for whatever reason, we have a different quarterback.
Well, let's take a break. We'll be right back after more.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Well, welcome back. 1:55 to play here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, our Jack Giambiavo halftime report, our High Mark halftime stats, a special interview with Charlie Fortney of High School Sports Live, and Grace Grill will be interviewing Principal Steve Lehman from Northern York. Heisey under center, 1:55 to play. He's going to roll to his left side, looking downfield. Ball will be incomplete. His intended receiver was Ty Reagan.
On the bench for the Panthers, number 13, Daquan Everett, and number 34, Jacob Schirmeyer. They'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the.
And again, if you're Northern, you're trying to get some more points on the board, and that's why you're seeing them go to the air. Just try to get downfield pretty quickly. You have about 1:50 on the clock to see if you can get some points to take into the locker room with a bigger lead.
It's a big turnover. East Penn had some things going. Shotgun for Heisey. Twins left. Give to Swartz. Swartz looking for a hole. Bouncing left outside. Staying on his feet. Grinding it out now. Come up to make the tackle. For East Pennsboro was number 50, Justin Lamanna.
Brought down by number 50, Justin Lamanna, and number 61, Matthew Hartman.
So it'll be 3rd and 5. Ball on the 42-yard line.
For the Polar Bears. We have a timeout, Polar Bears. That's their first charge.
Northern wants to take a look at it again, and they'll take a timeout at 3rd and 5 ball on the 42-yard line. We'll be back right after these messages.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be.
And I won't stop learning.
I am CCA.
Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
And it's been a great night for the Polar Bears so far. The crowd, they've really come strong here, and they always have. And I coached basketball down here in 97 and 99, and we've always had such a great crowd. Northern takes a lot of pride in their athletics, as does East Penn. Old school rivalry here tonight. 6-0, 132 to play. Heisey, the quarterback, sophomore. He's going to keep it. Left side, trying to find some room, and great defense on the left side, right side of East Pennsboro. Coming up to make that tackle is number 88, Blake Puckowitz, the defensive end. We called his name a lot tonight.
And again, East Pennsboro locking it down right now, bringing up a 4th down. If you can get out of this half without getting any more points scored on you, you're in good position.
Only 6 to play. 4th down and 2. They're going to bring the punting game on.
And that's playing it safe. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you don't give up any points or make it harder for East Pennsboro to get points on the board. So not a bad call for Northern.
So Jan will be back to punt. Daquan Everett will be back to receive the punt for East Pennsboro, and there are whistles. 36.4 to play on the clock. 3rd downs, East Penn is 1 for 4, Northern is 2 for 4. 25% and 50% 4th down conversions. So the Polar Bears back up 5. Ball now be spot on the 44. Everett back to receive. Jan again set to kick. High snap. Jan will handle it. Oh, almost blocked by Caroli. And that's going to take a bounce for East Pennsboro across the 26-yard line. They'll have the ball with 26 seconds. They'll play it safe here, Jerome.
You know what? 26 seconds, you know, you may want to play it safe. The only thing I will say, though, is, again, the ability for East Pennsboro to throw the ball has just increased with Caroli. They're letting him go downfield. So just because you have that interception, that doesn't stop you from trying to get downfield. You're able to get chunks of yardage that way. You just want to be a little bit more creative on how you actually execute that air game for East Pennsboro.
Already 26 seconds to play. 1st down and 10. 4th possession for East Pennsboro. Down 6-0. Been a really tight game. Hard-hitting game, more importantly. Crowley, shotgun formation. He's just going to do a little shuffle pass to Schermeyer, and there's not going to be much there.
And again, it seems like that's a safe play, that East Penn is not going to try to take any chances, even though a shuffle pass can be dangerous. I mean, we've seen disasters with shuffle passes from time to time.
Donovan Bear on the tackle. That's going to be the last play of the half. Northern Polar Bears 2018 season up 6-0 on East Penn. There's 3.2 to play. Now we got whistles. It's going to be a timeout East Penn. So that's the last timeout of the half for East Pennsboro. We'll take a quick one. We'll be right back after these messages.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
Three seconds to play here. 2nd and 10. There was a timeout called by East Pennsboro. I thought they were going to play it safe. Let's take an opportunity to kick it down to Grace Greer. She's with Principal Steve Lemon of Northern New York. Grace?
So what was I supposed to do?
Corley pass, and then for number 34, Jacob. It's halftime, folks. Your score. The Northern Polar Bears 6.
Polar Bears are up. You're in Polar Bear blue, but the crowd behind us is crazy. Talk to me about the school spirit here.
It is so fun to be part of a community like this, get to be part of the school community every day. I also live in the community. The amount of support, our fans come out, our teachers come out, cheerleaders, the band, everyone comes out for this. It's so much fun to be part of that.
Now talk about your Bears. You guys have the lead. This is game one. How excited are you guys for the rest of this season?
We're in store for a great season. I think the jitters going on right now come out in the second half. I think Northern will take it to them.
All right, he's taking it to him. Guys, back to you.
Well, 6-0. Northern holds on at a half. Tough game. I mean, it's been a hard-hitting game, Jerome. I mean, really more importantly, it's been what we expected. Both teams really trying to grind it out. I think the air game advantage goes to East Pennsboro, but Northern the running advantage.
Yeah, definitely. Northern has been able to establish the line of scrimmage a little better than East Penn. The one thing that we saw towards the end of the half was East Penn's ability to throw the ball. So I think, coming out, both teams are in good position. If you're East Penn, you're only down 7 points, 7-0. Your defense is playing pretty sound. And if you're on Northern side, you're controlling the line of scrimmage pretty well. So right now, it's going to be big to see which team is in the best shape, which team has had the best conditioning, and which team can come out and make something happen and score some points.
Well, make something happen. There was only one turnover in the first half, and that was on the East Pennsboro side, an interception thrown. And Tyler Yon took it back and set up a good opportunity for Northern. But we're going to take a break. We're going to be back with our Jack Giambalo halftime report and our Highmark halftime stats right after these messages.
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard. We're close.
Sweet. Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local. Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'm never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home. All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Hit the road with Jack. Hit the road with the Jack Giambalo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalo.com.
can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet.
Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local.
Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Welcome back to our Jack Giambavo halftime report here from Bostic Field. Archie Smith Jr., Jerome Presley. First half is a grind-out game we kind of expected. Really limited turnovers. We only had one turnover in his interception on East Penn. What did you see? Let's first of all start with the visitors, East Penn Panthers. What did you see out of their game that you liked?
Well, I think we talked about it in the pregame, the youth of East Pennsboro. So you see them, not taking too many chances early on. They dinked and dunked a little bit, ran the ball, was very conservative on offense. Then as we got closer to the end of the half and they needed to put some points on the board, they went into like a 2-minute type of offense, and you saw the quarterback start to air it out a little bit. And my thought is they may come out in the second half and try to do that. They had some success right up until that interception. I wouldn't abandon it just because your quarterback threw an interception. You want to give him an opportunity to redeem himself and get back out there slinging the ball around. And I think that's where they may have an edge against Northern.
Well, Northern took advantage of a turnover on an interception. Jan took it back 40+. But I liked what I saw out of Swartz, number 7 for Northern. But when they brought Cruz in, Cruz to change the pace back, and they put him at fullback, they lined up a little bit old-fashioned. A few times went full house. What did you see out of Northern on the offensive side?
Well, what I seen was, as Jerome know, every time you come into the season, you come in with 2 quarterbacks. That's been like the new thing in today's game. Coaches like to come in with 2 quarterbacks that they know they can get the job done. And as you can see, Barrett is playing both ways. As you can see now, he's playing more predominantly on the defense and back there making plays. So what they did was they went with Heisey at the quarterback, and guess what he did? He marched the team down the field as a sophomore. So as a coach, I am confident that I do have a senior that if my sophomore is not real shaky, I can make a sub, but also I can leave him on defense with a senior leadership, and I can trust my sophomore to lead our team down the field confidently and put points on the board. And I like what I seen down there.
Well, 4 possessions. Northern controlled the ball in the first half. East Pennsboro hung close. Corrali did a few things, looked down the seam, had a couple guys one-on-one coverage on the left side, took advantage of that, but it's a tight game, maybe a little too tight for Northern right now. Let's take a look at our halftime highlights. Started off with just beautiful ceremony in the beginning, and right out of the gates, Barrett hooking up with Pottinger across the middle. But this is the change of pace we're talking about. Cruz running left side hard, sets up a beautiful play here. This is Heisey coming in. This is what he did. He goes to Cruz. Cruz setting up a red zone opportunity. Again, Heisey on the keeper, takes it down to the 1-yard line, setting up about a half an inch yard, 1-yard touchdown by the workhorse Kyle Swartz. And that's how Northern won the board. The point after was missed, and they went up 6-0. First half-wise, I would say grinded, but this is a few things that I caught Corrali doing well. It was a 50-50 ball. He goes to his big tight end, and then he had time. And when you give the guy time, this was the 50-50 ball that Jan took back 40+, but Northern could not capitalize on that turnover. Jan looked like he was thinking house all the way, Archie Smith Jr.
When I'm in a game like this, as you can see, he was actually subbed in. He went in there knowing the coach told him that we need somebody to make a play. He came in, make a play. As a DB, Jerome know this. If we get that ball, we are trying to take it the other way for a pick 6.
When you look inside the numbers here, total yards 113 to 73. What stands out is penalties, 4 for East Pennsboro for 41 yards, and it set up an opportunity when there was roughing passer. It set up an opportunity for Heisey inside the red zone. First downs 8-2, passing yards about the same. I mean, this is a tight contested game, and it looks that way. Polar Bears got the edge rushing-wise.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, the one thing is they're very even, and they're very evenly playing the game right now. And again, not too many chances that each team is taking. The one thing I will say that I'm impressed with for a first game, there isn't a lot of mistakes as far as tons of turnovers or tons of penalties. There's some. But again, they are playing pretty clean ball, and I think part of that is because of the conservative nature of having 2 young programs that are going at it, trying to fill each other out, and not only that, trying to get an understanding of what they are too.
Well, that was our Highmark halftime stats report. We're going to take a break. Coming right back up, we'll have Charlie Fortney talking about the 2018 season on High School Sports Live. More after these messages.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be.
And I won't stop learning.
I am CCA.
Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Hit the road with Jack. Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
Well, welcome back to our Jack Giambalvo Halftime Report. I'm here with Charlie Fortney and the Halftime Report. But more importantly, we're going to talk about Charlie High School Sports Live, the 2018 season. Jerome and I and Archie and everybody involved, Grace, Grill, got a big one tomorrow. But we were really excited about the games this year. Even this one coming all the way down to Dillsburg here at South Mountain in the background. But I like the matchups, and I know you and the staff take a lot of time on these.
Yeah, and I'm looking at our schedule here. You know, I have bad eyesight here, so I got to study it here. And we're looking at some great games. This is a good start. East Pennsboro at Northern. These smaller schools need a lot of attention, and they got some good teams. And I think in this division, when we get to about game 7 or 8 in the season, we're going to realize we put a pretty good game on TV, and it's proving to be a pretty even matchup right now. But Coatesville at Harrisburg tomorrow. Thank you, PCN, working with 27. Get TV channel to put that live on TV for the state of Pennsylvania. That's the best game in the state, not only the first week of the year, but maybe one of the best games all year long.
Oh, well, we've got a great quarterback. He put up 450 yards last year, 42 touchdowns in the season. He put 450 in the state championship 6A. Harrisburg with Andre Waite, Texas A&M.
Wow.
We've got more Division I guys that I can even think about that you can shake a stick up. But that's a great matchup. Then there's another one that I like that's just it's curious. I put a question mark by it. Middletown, Bishop McDevitt's going to be a big matchup this year. We've got Cumberland Valley. Talk a little bit where you like and who you're really excited to see play.
Well, I like having a game at Middletown. They built a new stadium. They're a good football team. They've been in the state title the last 2 years. They deserve to be on TV against McDevitt. Let's see how McDevitt Cumberland Valley goes tonight, but I think McDevitt has a good team this year. Then you're looking at Cumberland Valley goes down to Central York next week. Central York is excited to prove themselves next week. And then we got a great one where Wilson comes to Manheim Township. And I know you guys got all excited about doing that one. And then you got the Steel High Trinity. Always a good one at Trinity again this year. We saw a barn burner. That game was decided on a field goal last year. And then you got York at Red Lion. A couple nice matchups down there. And then a big one. State College is absolutely, according to Archie Smith Jr., loaded this year, and they're going to take on CD. CD's supposed to be rebuilding, but they do have a good offensive line from what I'm hearing. They got a lot of potential, so that should be a good game as well. And then we'll always do a Cedar Cliff Redland game, feature Meddard's House. Just a great schedule this year, and the District 6A Championships is on the slate, guys. we're excited about it.
Well, a lot of exciting matchups on High School Sports Live 2018 season. We're in our 10th year, Archie Smith, Rome Presley, but we couldn't do it without Charlie Fortney. We thank you so much, and I know the hype this year coming into these games, in particular tonight, tomorrow. I mean, we're real excited to have a big game matchup, but we thank you from the bottom of our heart for 10 years of service to High School Sports Live. It's been unbelievable when you started out to do this and never really envisioned that here we are 10 years later on High School Sports Live.
Yeah, we thought we were only going to do it for 2 years, and here we are. But no, Todd, you guys do a great job, and it makes our job easier. And Chad Edwards and the Vica crew, unbelievable high-level productions every time out.
Well, as you heard it, Charlie Fortney, 2018 season. Stay tuned tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon. We're going to have a great one, Coatesville, Harrisburg. But we'll have more third quarter action, Northern, East Penn, right after these messages.
Living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet. Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local.
Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Hit the road with Jack. Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over 20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Call Logan or Warren Stumpf at Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Well, welcome back to Bostic Field. Second half action coming right up, 50 seconds away. Northern 6-0. JP, let's go inside scores around the area.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a good week, first week of football. You got a Steel High 20, Newport 20. They're in a tie game there. Milton Hershey all over Anvil Cleona at the half, 20-0. You have the big game, Wilson Central Dauphin. Central Dauphin is up 10-0 at the half over Wilson. Manheim Central up big on Susquehanna Township, 28-0. And Littlestown over Boiling Springs right now at the half, 15-7. A couple other scores. Redland is down 14-3 to Waynesboro. And Carlisle is up 23-0 on Mechanicsburg. And then the big one over there, between Bishop McDevitt and Cumberland Valley. Bishop McDevitt is up 27-14, and then we have Middletown up 21-7 on Lower Dauphin.
A lot of matchups. I'm a little surprised I shouldn't be surprised with McDevitt up 27-14 over Cumberland Valley, but we know something about Cumberland Valley because we've called so many of their games in these past 10 years. One thing is their second half team. Yeah, we've seen them go down. We've seen them sputter a bit in the first half, but they're second half team.
That kind of score, they're reachable. You know what I mean? That's a reachable score. That's not a blowout. It's very rare that you ever see Cumberland Valley get blown out, and they're always in the game. So, again, there's some good scores around the area. Keep an eye out for Milton Hershey School. They have some big talent down there, especially in that running game. Have a really big offensive lineman down there. That is Stanford Mason, who's a really explosive player, getting a lot of Division I looks. So the league is just amazing, the Mid-Penn and the talent we have across the state.
Bailey Blasiuk set to kick off. East Penn will have the ball. They had 3 possessions, resulted in punt. And nice return by Daquan Everett, giving good field position for East Pennsboro. And by no means should they be unhappy with their performance. Other than offensively, they sputtered a little bit, started getting things going in that 2-minute drive. You mentioned it in the first half. Caroli kind of got a little bit about him, saw some reads, hit one-on-one coverage, and a few times I felt like the East Penn receiving corps beat the defensive side.
Right. And again, one of the things, if you're East Penn, you want to see if you can add a little bit more to the quarterback's plate. You don't want to just have him throw go routes. Again, if you want to start him out doing some short throws, that's great. But get a little diversified in that offensive throwing game and seeing if you can crack something. I really believe that they have an advantage in the air attack if they can use it, if they can connect on it a little bit.
Well, they lost 5 yards. The ball will be spotted on the 25. I'll take that back. No penalty. 11:52 to play in the third quarter. They had 3 possessions, East Pennsboro, in the first half, all resulting in 2 punts and 1 interception. The only turnover of the game, a 50-50 ball, was not converted on the northern side to anything. Didn't result in points. I'll get it out here, spit it out. Crowley under center. Give to Schumeyer, right side. He'll be wrestled down and tackled by Joseph Samsel. Samsel, that linebacker, he's been called a lot tonight, 220.
Well, both of these defenses are sitting on the run, so that's why it opens up the passing game. They're putting 8 in the box to stop the run. I think they're thinking that the other team on the other side will run the ball, so they're not defending the pass. In some ways, sometimes they only have 3 defensive backs playing in the defense. So, again, if you have an opportunity, if you can get a good running game, you can do some play action and see if you can go over top.
Crowley, left side. Schumeyer, left side. Nothing there. Flags are down, coming up to make the tackle. And I tell you, I'm really liking Luke Horvath. The kid gets after it. Now, he's not a tree topper by any means. He's 5'6", 160 pounds. He and Cruz just get after it defensively. And I've liked what I've seen on the defensive side. Archie Smith will go down to you. I mean, they're not big guys. Cruz responds to the ball well. Swartz, a good linebacker. But I've been impressed by number 30.
Well, one thing I know for sure is you guys said it earlier, this is a wrestling country right here. Now, I would bet anything in the world that he is a top-time wrestler, guys, because every tackle he makes is fundamental, and he makes sure when he has you in his grasp, you are going down.
And another penalty for East Pennsboro will back them up. 2nd and long now for them.
Yeah, to back them up 5 would be 2nd and 15, ball on the 20-yard line. East Penn looking to put something on the board. There's 3 possessions in the first half. First here of the second half. Crowley's pass is complete. Oh, it's incomplete, actually. That ball will be incomplete. 3rd down.
Well, I think that's what's getting East Pennsboro. They get into negative down and distance. We talked about them not getting penalized too much, but they're starting to increase those penalties, and that's starting to change. And when you're putting down and distance, you're predictable. So what they have to do is stop these penalties, is getting them backed up. Now you're in 3rd and 15. You know, Northern knows you're going to throw, so they're going to defend it.
3rd and 15. Trips receivers right, single receiver left. Schumeyer coming out of the backfield. Crowley looking his side. Ball is incomplete. Jared Gorman was the intended receiver. It's going to be another punt. 3 punts, 1 turnover on their 4 possessions for East Pennsboro.
And I tell you, one of the things that we've seen is East Pennsboro, the receivers have to help out their quarterback, and they have to bring down some difficult catches, and there have been several that have bounced off the hands of guys, and they were right there. So, you know, they got to help their quarterback out. He's trying to put it up there and get first downs, but they got to catch the ball.
Gorman will set to punt. Yon back to receive. He gets off a pretty good punt. Yon will call a fair catch. And I think it's a nice opportunity to welcome to our staff in our 10th year, Miss Grace Grill being down on the sidelines here. So, you know, that fourth member, I mean, it's kind of nice. I mean, there's been a lot of handsome for so long. It's just nice to bring some wonderful beauty, the great smile. Grace Grill down on the sideline for us, joining our High School Sports Live staff this year. We want to welcome her. You know, and again, really glad she's joining us here on High School Sports Live.
Yeah, definitely. You know, she's professional, gives a good interview, and gives us a different perspective on the field as well. So definitely welcome Grace to the team.
Left side, Swartz. Swartz just physical, trying to stay on his feet. And he'll be wrestled down by a host of East Penn Panthers coming up really to make the initial hit with Schumacher. And that kid, we've called that kid's name out, 34. Look at the jersey already. Green grass on the shoulders. He gets after it. Alabama Slim, Archie Smith, that is old school. This has got that old school feel defensively. And I know you kind of like these sloppy, messy, hard-fought games.
Hey, guys, it was one thing that brought me back to old days when I pulled up and I seen the cornfields on the other side of that gate over there, guys. I knew we was in for a good old-fashioned hitting game like we are getting right now, guys.
Second and 8 ball on the 50 for Northern. Good field position. Back in at quarterback is Barrett. Barrett's give to Swartz. Not a lot on the side. He got back to the line of scrimmage. Did he even pick up one? No, he picked up 3.
And again, East Pennsboro's defense is dialed into Swartz. So you got to see if they can get Cruz going. I really liked what I saw from Cruz when he gets the ball. He's a different kind of runner. So it's not to say that you can't come off and keep running, Swartz. But I tell you what, you got Cruz back there too, and you can do a lot with him.
3rd and 5. From Heisey back to Barrett, quarterback. Play action, rolling right. Pass is complete to Cruz. Cruz is a playmaker, but there's a flag down the far side, and Cruz fumbles the ball, and East Penn will recover.
Let's see what the penalty is.
I mean, I like what they do with Cruz. I like the play action, perfect time for it, and East Penn bid on it. Let's see what the play call is, or excuse me, what the penalty is.
Number 15, interference pass, close to completed to number 2, Blake Cruz.
That's going against the Panthers. We'll take a look at it here, see on the screen, see if we can see it.
Well, good play call. You get the ball to Cruz. He just sets down in the secondary, but then the ball comes up, and I'm not sure if he was down anyway. But again, it was a good pass play, getting Cruz out into the route, and again, getting him the ball different ways. I think is a good thing to do. Now it looks like the penalty will go against. Oh, it's going to go against East Penn. It just seemed like they were walking it off the other way. But again, getting the ball into Cruz's hands seems to be very good. He just has to hold on to the ball, secure that ball, and not give up a fumble.
They've been able to do things with him. I like him coming into this. Coming out of the backfield, they've done some things with him. So again, that's going to East Penn. They're going to march this play off. They give him automatic first down. And the ball will be on the 33. 3-play drive so far here to start second half. 9:09 to play, third quarter action. Shotgun formation for Barrett. He'll put Cruz in motion. Quick pitch to Swartz. Swartz left side. Got a block. Cross the 30. Cross the 20. Wrestled down at the 10-yard line. Beautiful play. Great play call. Swartz showing what you can do with a block. He got one block in the corner. I don't know who made it.
That was Cruz. Cruz came in motion, sealed the corner for him. He made a good move and was able to get upfield on the left side. So, again, you see the breakdown in that East Pennsboro defense. And now Northern is rolling, maybe able to get some points on the board again.
Pickup of 22 yards on the play. Ball will be on the 11-yard line. Red zone opportunity for the Polar Bears. Barrett under center. Cruz in motion. Give to Swartz. Swartz left side. Cross the 10. Cross the 5. Touchdown Polar Bears. That's his second touchdown of the night. Schwartz from 11 yards out, and that was a beautiful executed 5-play drive for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, very well executed. Offensive line did an amazing job. Good play call, getting your guy in the best position to play. He's running with power, with efficiency, and getting downfield and just getting in end zone. Just well-designed play, and I like what they've done with Cruz. Put him in motion, let him block, and then they did a misdirection, put him in motion again, ran away from the motion, and was able to get into the end zone with Schwartz.
There was a flag on the play here after the touchdown.
We have a procedures penalty against the Polar Bears.
It's going to back up the Polar Bears on the point after procedure. Waleshik will have to back up. He's 6'1", 165 sophomore kicker. It's pulling off quite well here tonight. Dark sky. Beautiful.
But the officials didn't call it.
Hunter Campbell was the intended receiver. 6:36, second and 10, ball on the 38-yard line for East Pennsboro. 3 receivers right. Crowley rolling right. Pursuit, backside, looking downfield, has a great catch. I think he's going to be out of bounds, though. He went up top to Jackson Irwin. That's going to be incomplete on the play.
And that ball sailed on him a little bit. He has to get that down. The receiver was open, and actually it was thrown behind him. And if it was on the money, that would have been a first down with a potential for a touchdown, too.
6:28 to play, 3rd and 10 for East Pennsboro. This pickup is on a 4th down pickup, 4th and 2. They were backed up at the 48-yard line. Picked up the first down, 3rd and 10 now for the Panthers. 6 plays in this possession. They've had 5 times they've had the ball. Twin receivers left, twin right. Crowley. Screen set up. Schermeyer. Dodges. Staying left side, staying on his feet, crossing the 20-yard line. Big pickup for Crowley.
And again, they're giving him opportunities to change it up a little bit. You get that Northern defense thinking that he's going deep, throws a screen underneath it. You get the ball into Schermeyer. Schermeyer gets upfield, gets a good gain. Again, another first down. This has been a good passing effort from this East Pennsboro offense.
Hey, Chad, if we get a break, do we want to go to Grace in the student section? Crawling. Under center. Gives Schermeyer. Schermeyer right side be dragged down by that Northern defense. Coming up to make the play is Bailey Bashuk for Northern. 7 plays in this possession. What you missed, Crawley ran early on Schermeyer twice. And then a 4th and 2 conversion from the 48 resulted in this setup from the 18-yard line red zone opportunity for East Pennsboro.
And this has been an impressive drive for East Pennsboro that has been all set up by the passing game that we talked about, getting Crowley comfortable throwing the ball. And as you can see, he's getting better and better at it.
Quick pitch to Schermeyer. Schermeyer left side, running hard, squaring his shoulders, going to pick up the first down. Big pickup. Man, I tell you what, when he squares shoulders, he is a tough running back. He's old school.
Yeah, and that's what you're seeing on both teams. You don't see a lot of, just breakaway burning speed. You see tough, hard-nosed running in a good contest. These kids are going to wake up tomorrow morning sore, man. They're laying the wood, and they're playing with everything. You can say that both of these teams are leaving it all out there. They're playing hard. This has been a very good game to watch, and, again, it brings back the old-school style of football. You run the ball. You got the town out. You have a lot of people excited about this team, and again, it's just been good football.
11th play of the drive. 9th play of the drive from the 11-yard line. Crowley, right side, crosses the 5-yard line.
Nicholas Crowley, the ball carrier, brought down by number 26.
He's had his share of carries tonight.
Result of the run is a first down. It'll be first and goal.
Got to move the chains. 10-yard pickup for Crowley.
The Polar Bears 4.
And you're seeing his confidence, that quarterback confidence going up further and further and further as he sits back there. You see him commanding this offense right now.
10th play of the drive. 4:15 third quarter. Crowley shotgun formation. High snap gives to Meyer. Meyer crossed the 5 to the 4-yard line.
A good penetration by that defense. Horvath comes in, good tackle by him, and again, good penetration. And we'll see, can this Polar Bear defense hold up right now? They look gassed right now a little bit. They've been defending the run and the pass. You see those offensive linemen, when they start getting their hands on their waist, that means they're sucking in air. So let's see if East Pennsboro can take advantage of that.
This is what you want to see if you're an East Penn Panther fan. 11-play drive. Crawley under center. Rolling left. Cruz had the pursuit. He's going to dump off, and it's going to be tipped and incomplete.
And it's interesting because I thought Crawley had a chance to run with the ball, and he saw his big receiver in the back of the end zone, but wasn't able to get to him. Good defensive play.
Number 6, Tyler Yon. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal for the Panthers.
It'll be 3rd and goal for East Penn. Look, Cruz had him in the grasp, but then Schwartz come up and put a hit on him, and it was incomplete there.
Yeah, Cruz is all over the place. I mean, I really like this kid. He's a tough-nosed kid. He seems to be on both sides of the ball. And you see a lot of guys going both ways on both sides of the ball. So, again, Iron Man football at its finest.
Look for him to go to Parkovitz, the big tight end again, the 6'2". He's 240. I think they had him a couple times that they've missed him. You get trips receivers to the right, single receiver to the left of your screen. Crawley. Pressure coming on. Crawley's going to keep it crossing the goal line and just shy of the end zone. And crossing the 1-yard line.
It was as if he hesitated a little bit before he reached the ball over. Good defense. I kind of thought he was going to get a chance to get in, but that little hesitation right at the end. You see him sit there. He's fading back. He gets some instant pressure in his face, and he takes off. And you see the defenders coming, and they come up and make a brilliant hit, led by number 21, Ty Reagan, coming up and definitely solid tackling on that Northern team.
Todd Strutter trying to encourage his team here. Boy, how important it is to put one here. 4th down, ball on the 1-yard line. Big play for both teams, East Pennsboro, Northern. 2:41 to play.
East Pennsboro, you score here is a different ball game.
Shotgun for Crawley. Schumeyer beside him. Looking over top, inside slant, touchdown East Pennsboro. That's Jackson Irwin on the touchdown from Crawley.
And Irwin's letting Northern defense hear about it. You see him get his body in front of the defender. That's what you want to do if you're a receiver and you run a slant right. You want to get your body in front of that corner and then use your body as protection, and you come up. And if you're a defender, you don't want to let him cross like that. And if you do, you got to be on him like glue and really be physical at the line of scrimmage. So again, win to the receiver on that play.
Jacob Henry will come in to point after for East Pennsboro. By no means are they out of this game, putting on their first touchdown. This was a beautiful drive, 13 plays. Started at their own 37-yard line. Ball to hold down, the kick is up, and it's good. They're on the board, 13-7, East Pennsboro Northern. More after these messages.
The Northern Polar Bears 13, the East Penn Panthers 7.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Welcome back, 13-7, third quarter action. And beautiful drive, 13 plays, started at their own 37-yard line. Crawley to Irwin for the touchdown. You'll see it right here, just went over the top to a slant. He got inside, as you said, got inside of Jan, and East Penn get on the board. So it's 13 plays, 62 yards, and he chewed up 6 minutes. So that right there looked like East Penn football.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, chewing up that time, the damage that it may have done is really put that defense on its heels. So if you're and you gave that defense a really good opportunity to relax a little bit too.
Jan set back to receive the kick, 2:30 to play. East Pennsboro put a beautiful drive together, 62-play, 13-play, 62-yard drive. And Jan set to receive, crossing the 20-yard line, 25. Make it just shy of the 30-yard line, and East Pennsboro will have, or Northern will have the ball. We're going to go down to Grace Grill, who is getting that crazy, angry polar bear. And Grace, go ahead.
You guys even hear me? Students, I can't hear you. But here at Northern Nation, they are alive and well. What's going on tonight?
Oh, we're just trying to give our team some help out here tonight. They're in a close game, trying to help them out, give them some energy.
Now, I was kind of hesitant to get on. Is it tradition here at Northern?
Every year, first home game, we do the Splatterfest, and a lot of people come out. It's a lot of fun.
We talked about the polar bear pride, and it is definitely alive and well in this student section tonight. Todd Jerome, back to you.
Thank you, Grace. In that student section, the Mid-Penn Bank student section, left side Swartz across the 30-yard line. Swartz staying on his feet across the 35 to 36-yard line, and there they are. A swatter. What do they call that? A swatter.
I just know that they're having a ball, and somebody's house, houses are going to clean that. So I know parents are not going to be happy with what's going to happen to their tub.
We don't have to paint or clean that up.
Well, I think my daughter is doing the same thing at Central Dolphins. So, yeah.
Hey, I really encourage the student sections around the capital area. I've loved that year after year. Now, I used to get in there like Grace did, and Archie Smith Jr. used to get in there, but I'm kind of happy that we're trading that off and handing that baton off to Grace Grill and Archie Smith to do those kinds of things, because that's kind of like a battle inside there. It gets pretty loud.
Well, I tell you what, the one thing they can do is hype up the crowd and get them going and really tap into what the student section is all about. And that's what I love about high school football and what we do for High School Sports Live. We want to make sure this is about the kids on the field, about the kids off the field, and giving them an opportunity to show their school spirit before school even starts in many cases. Because most of the schools in the area won't even open doors until Monday.
Monday morning, school back. I don't know, time flies so fast. I think about that. And it's just, we go fall to fall, and I know we get so excited for it. We're able to wear these nice polos for a couple games. About 3 weeks into the season, you start calling weather change. Am I right?
When we start having a weather change, I would say once we get into late September, beginning of October, the evenings begin to get cool.
That's right.
And we have to change up. But again, Alabama Slim always is styling down there, so I always look forward to seeing what he's going to bust out.
Barrett's pass is complete. And he rolls out left and connects. And Luke Horvath has been called on to do a lot of stuff tonight.
Yeah, they definitely want to get him in the ball. 5'6", 160 pounds. Decent receiver out of the backfield. He slips out without being known and without being seen, and he's able to make a play and get a first down. And now you have on the other end a drive mounting.
Archie, this East Penn, that was the last drive. It was a 13-play drive, 62 yards. Northern with the ball back, got to get that consistency going again.
Well, guys, as you can see now, the game is starting to settle down. I mean, and these guys are gassed, guys. We got guys going back and forth, playing offense and defense. I mean, these guys are gassed. You can see the tackles are starting to be missed now, but you can also see the game is starting to settle down, and players are starting to gain more confidence.
And Archie, both you and Jerome played both ways. I was happy to get on the field in those earlier days. That's why I had to just eventually go over to that basketball side. But what I want to say to you guys is, when do you start feeling that pain? Tomorrow morning you wake up, or is it mostly Saturday? You played double plays, right. Those legs aren't fresh, you cramp up even when you get home. What is it like in a mental state to go to both sides?
Well, I know for me, I would feel it sometimes in the middle of the night, where I would cramp up, have full body cramps in the middle of the night. It wake me up. Back when I was in my Scotland days in high school. In college, you didn't go both ways, so it was a little better there unless you had an injury. But the mindset in the game, you kept fresh by your fitness during the preseason, what you put in your body, definitely hydrating throughout the game. And then, when you had opportunities to rest, if you weren't on special teams, you took that opportunity to get your breath. But we were in really good shape, and I think that was a big part of it.
Archie?
One thing you're going to see as the first game go, you really know where your body is, because you're running off adrenaline, you're running off of hype, you've been training all summer, you come out here in that first game, then you're giving it your all, then all of a sudden, in mine, my toes used to lock up inside my cleat, and man, that used to be one of the worst feelings. But these guys right here, man, you still play it, you give it your all. As you can see, Schumacher right now, I think he's feeling what we're talking about right now.
Schumacher playing both sides for East Penn 34. The jerseys are starting to get dirty. It's old school football here, too. 24 seconds, third quarter. Barrett, give. Barrett's going to keep it himself. He's going to be wrestled down, almost hawked down on that left side. The East Penn defense in 53, Makai Stewart and Hunter Campbell also on the tackle.
Yeah, Stewart came up, made a good play. And the one thing that I will say is the underclassmen that are both playing on both sides of the ball for both teams. I mean, you see young teams, but they're really doing a good job playing, and we'll wrap up the third quarter going into the fourth quarter.
It's fourth quarter action when we come right back after these messages.
Hit the road with Jack. Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet.
Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local.
Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Well, let's go down to Archie and Grace on the field. Grace, you talked about having a cramp last night, and you know, Dr. Archie Smith Jr., instead of Coach Archie Smith Jr., had some advice for you. Archie?
Yeah, I did. So I cramped up in the middle of the night, and I said, so what are you supposed to do for that? And you said?
Man, good old pickle juice. On the sidelines, we used to have a big old cold bottle of pickle juice waiting for us soon we came to the sideline, guys. Pickle juice for the cramps.
Yeah, I had a hamstring cramp not too long ago, man. I tell you what, pickle juice I drink in the morning. Bananas, they tell you everything, get the potassium. But we really look at that, and that's really the first 3 games that becomes a factor. And for Northern East Penn, they've got so many guys playing both sides. Yeah. And we see that. We don't always see that with some of the bigger schools. But speaking of size, Northern's going to 5A now. So they're jumping up there in another bracket. So And I think roster-wise, as we see it, they have 39 players on their roster. So, there's a lot of guys playing. When you think factor in special teams, I mean, Swartz and these guys, you look at them now, they're on the field in all cases. They're not off the field at all.
And that's how it was with us at Scotland, years ago. And I know for us, it wasn't pickle juice for us. We drank this orange juice salt concoction that we had, and it's probably the most gross. It wasn't Gatorade. It was probably one of the most gross things outside the sport. But when you're tired and you're hot, it was the best stuff in the world. So I don't know where it came from. I don't even know if it was legal. I just know that it did work and we drank it.
I don't know if it was illegal.
I think our blood pressure would have been off the charts probably with all the
Maybe
salt.
our Invicta crew should have blocked that one out.
Hey, that was a long time ago, man.
Yeah.
I know pre-diabetes, but whatever it was, it worked. But I know pickle juice, I didn't hear about that until later, till much later.
We did pickle juice a lot. Winger was the intended receiver. Pass was incomplete, and Northern will punt after 5 plays of this last drive. And now just the momentum swing a little bit back thrown to East Pennsboro.
Well, again, East Pennsboro holds on defense. This is huge for them because if they can get the ball and chew up clock and put points on the board, they have a chance to take the lead if they can get the extra point and score. So, again, East Pennsboro did a good job shutting down that offense.
Tommy Molsky is coming in to punt. Gets off a decent enough punt. It's going to take a Northern Polar Bear roll, crossing about the 10-yard line. It's going to 11 to be spotted. And East Penn Panthers getting the ball back after a 13-play drive of 62 yards and a touchdown capped off by Crowley to Irwin.
Yeah.
13-7.
And the one thing that we saw also was a balanced attack. They went air, then they went ground, then they went air again, then ground again. And they really did a good job keeping that Northern defense off balance a little bit. So, again, if they can come back and capitalize on that, again, that score changed the tide of the game. Now they have an opportunity to take the lead or at least tie it up.
There's Todd Sutter there, 22 seasons as a head coach in East Penn. He's just really 9-3 last year. He's guided that East Penn side. And on the other side, 17 seasons by Bill Miller, who played at Westchester. He's a Peaceacker, head coach at Dover. Phil Miller has come here in the last 3 years and done a great job for Northern as well. So 22 years and combined, man, we've got a lot of years in coaching staff. We have an injury timeout on the field. We'll be back after these messages.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Advanced Hoops boasts the largest basketball training program in Central PA. Take your game to the next level with top trainers Duke McCamey, Gerald Jarman, and Charlie Fortney. Shooting, post, and point guard classes are all being offered this fall. Register today to reserve your spot at advancedhoops.com. We're proud to say that today's broadcast is sponsored in part by Groff Tractor, Pizza Hut, AT&T, Highmark, Hoffman Ford, and Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Back to third quarter action here at Bostic Field. High School Sports Live, we talked about the exciting season coming up. Got a great one tomorrow in Coatesville, Harrisburg, 1 o'clock start. That's the PCN game of the week, teaming up with ABC 27, so we're excited about that. The whole crew will be there today. East Pennsboro will have the ball on their 11-yard line. They're on 11, 2nd and 10.
And again, that's what you don't want for East Pennsboro. They got a legal substitution, which will back them up. And you don't want to give this Northern team any added yardage here. You want to have an opportunity to move the ball and get downfield and put some points on the board.
Drumless taking an opportunity to go inside and scores.
Well, Bishop McDevitt up big on Cumberland Valley in the third quarter, 41-14. We have Trinity is down big, 41-0 against Delone Catholic. You have Littlestown up 29-14 on Boiling Springs. Waynesboro 21-10 on Redland. You have Central Dauphin is blanking Wilson 17-0 at the half at home. Milton Hershey is really putting it to Anvil Cleona 39-7. Middletown up 35-7 on Lower Dauphin. Bermudian Springs is up on New Oxford 20-14. We have our Carlisle up big 33-0 on Mechanicsburg, and we have Mannheim Central up 28-0 on Susquehanna Township in the third quarter.
Burley's pass was incomplete. That'll bring up the 4th down, and the punt team will come on for East Pennsboro. Now they kind of sputtered a bit, and then you got dead ball legal substitution will back them up. Now they're going to have to punt. And Northern should have great field position.
Yeah, and again, for East Pennsboro to not get anything going offensively, you got to tip your hat to Northern. They're going to get good field position and an opportunity to put points on the board here.
That punt was straight up, and it's not going to be a whole lot. And it's going to take a Northern bounce. Across the 30-yard line, Northern's going to have excellent field position. Just not what you want to give with Swartz starting to heat up.
Was that a 10-yard punt?
It was a 10-yard netted punt. I had to do that, too. I had to punt.
Did you punt a 10-yarder?
I've had some less than that, but I don't want to really talk about that right now. We just want to keep on the football action here.
Pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, I've had some bad ones. Yeah. Got a freshman year, got 2 blocked.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I tried to pick it up and run with it, and you know what that happened then, so it got worse. Also was the holder, and I stumbled a few. Did score a 1-yard touchdown, claim to fame.
Hey, man, you went to basketball. That's nothing wrong with that, right?
I transferred over to basketball. Easy under center. Give to Swartz. Swartz right side, across the middle. Swartz picking up a whole bunch. and being wrestled down by half of the East Penn Panthers.
And that's what you want. When you get the ball back, you want to give it to your workhorse and let him finish it off. And again, he's starting to get even better with time, and just feed him the ball. He seems fresh, and by the ability of Northern to be able to diversify who they get the ball to, he is pretty fresh. And there you see Cruz leading the way, number 2, and Swartz able to get upfield.
Swartz has 20 carries right side. Swartz just refusing to come down and just being hammered. Look who comes up to make the tackle, Caroli on the East Pennsboro side.
Again, one of the things and one of the issues when you don't have a lot of numbers on the team is we talk about your quality depth. You're not able to rotate guys in because you have a lot of green guys on the team. What I mean by green, guys that aren't experienced.
Right.
So you end up having a roster where the guys that play, you may have 17 to 20 guys that actually play all the time, and you're not able to sub those guys because those other guys aren't ready. So that's why you have that Ironman football, because you don't have the same amount of depth as, say, a 6A school that may pump out 80 guys, 80 players. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but those guys are in good shape, and that's why you talk about the offseason and what they need to do in the offseason to get ready for this first game all the way to the last game.
Swartz has 20 carries for 96 yards. And on that 2 TDs on the night, that's 20 for him in his career. He was over 2,000 yards in the last 2 years. I had a big year for Northern last year, so he's a 2,000-yard carrier. He's 20 touchdowns. He's 20 carries and 96 yards tonight. 3rd down and 7. Big give to Swartz. And somehow Heisey got out of it. Heisey looking to the...
Wow.
Heisey throws a touchdown! Travis Yon on the other side of Heisey, somehow athletically, as a sophomore, looking more like a senior, connects, and that's a touchdown, Polar Bears.
He took a shot, too. He delivered that ball, exposed himself, and then he took a shot. And there you have the touchdown.
Beautiful play. I mean, Heisey, for all immense, was in the grasp, and look at this. Big defensive end comes up, and that's Pokovitz. Blake Pokovitz had him in his grasp, but he got out of it somehow. Point after. Up. Snap. It's good. Polar Bears up 20-7 on this right here. An athletic play by Heisey. Somehow got out of it. Found Jan in the back. He was back of the end zone. Beautiful catch. Touchdown, Polar Bears.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be. And I won't stop learning. I am CCA.
Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
Well, Northern now in command with a 13-point lead, 7:42 to play. East Penn, though, has fought. Sputtered a bit, but they had a nice 13-play drive. See if they go back to that where they mixed play, mixed run. Gutsy call out of Todd Stutter, and that lasted, Anyway, that last drive, 3 plays, 29 yards, a total of 147 for Northern. But back to East Penn, they mixed it up. They went for a 4th and 2 when they had the ball on their own 48. Converted, set up a 13-play drive. Caroli to Irwin for the touchdown, and it looked like the momentum shift was really in favor of East Pennsboro, but a bad punt.
Yeah. That stalled drive where they really didn't advance the ball at all, and then the punt really set up Northern to put points on the board. And the thing is, both of these teams are built to grind the ball. They're not built for hugely big plays. They don't have this astronomical speed on the outside or at running back. So they're built to grind the ball. And it doesn't mean you can't, that's not winning football, because you can win that way when you have the right personnel. But this is where you get into a situation, if you're East Penn, without that big play ability, it's going to be hard to score quickly if you can't get down the field quickly.
Right. Ryan Manderbach was on the carry, received the punt, the senior. 7:35 to play. 1st and 10, and East Pennsboro here. I mean, again, a quick score. You're not out of this game at all by any means.
Timeout. There's an official timeout.
There'll be an official timeout on the play. This gives us an opportunity to go. And let's hear from Archie Smith Jr. Archie, your thoughts on this second half?
Well, guys, we got with exactly as we talked about at halftime. Once you get the jitters and the adrenaline set down, the game slows down, and then you begin to see great product on the field. One thing that I've seen East Penn struggling with is these guys have been struggling with the cramps. They've been going down. As you can see, Northern, they took advantage of their big playmaker, shoemaker from East Penn being out on defense, and that really hurt East Penn going down. Northern really did what they wanted to do on that last drive there, guys.
A 5-yard gain. Thank you, Archie. 5-yard gain. Crawley's pass to Irwin. Coming up at the end of the game is the Giant post-game report where we'll feature the Pizza Hut player of the game, discuss the Hoffman Ford player of the game, the Pizza Hut player of the game, excuse me, and we'll discuss our player of the game. And if I'm looking at it right now, I just feel there's a couple guys we could shout out to, but I just feel like the workhorse Kyle Swartz did a great job. I think Jan had some great plays. If they would hold on to win, my vote would be Swartz, but Crowley down the middle. It's going to be picked off by Barrett. Barrett, the quarterback, across the 50. Looking for blockers, cross the 30-yard line, cuts up, across the 20-yard line, and man, oh man, the East Penn Panthers kind of shooting herself in the foot here, the second turnover of the game, and the big quarterback brings it back across the 20, giving Northern Polar Bears another opportunity for a score.
Yeah, now Nicholas Crawley has a learning curve right there. You know, you have to move that safety in order to throw that ball. So as you can see, he gets the ball from the snap. He's locked in on his receiver, doesn't move the safety off, and he's able to come up and make that play on the defensive side of the ball. So when you're in a situation like that, you have to move that safety out of the middle of the field with your eyes and then turn around and see if you can fire it in that seam.
58-yard interception return by Barrett. Heisey under center. Heisey gives to Swartz. Swartz up the middle. Swartz has 2 touchdowns on the night.
And now, if you're East Pennsboro, you're now playing against Northern, and you're playing against the clock. And we know, Northern is going to be content with just chewing up clock. And now you got 6 minutes and ticking. And right now, because of the fact that you can't get anything going offensively, you're in the catch-22 here and possibly in danger of going down 0-1 in the season.
Heisey's shotgun formation. Quick pitch, Swartz finding the block, crossing the, well, good tackle.
Number 7, Kyle Swartz.
And Crowley coming up to make the tackle.
21, Nicholas Crowley.
And Crowley's shown he can get in there as a defensive back and coming up and filling that gap and making a good solid tackle.
For the Polar Bears, from the Panthers, 13.
It'll be 3rd and 6 from the 13.
And there you get a good look. And Nicholas Crowley has had an up-and-down game offensively, able to deliver some good balls on one end, been picked off twice, very active on the defensive side of the ball, going both ways. So he's had an up-and-down game overall, but a promising career or season for him this year.
Swartz getting on his feet, and it's starting to become a wrestling match now. It's just old school wrestling match is what's happening. Swartz on the carry.
It'll bring up 4th down.
It'll be 4th down for the Polar Bears.
4th down and 5 for the Polar Bears from the Panthers 12.
They're going to bring on the kicking unit. It'll be a 20-yard attempt. Zablashik will have an opportunity 29 yards away to put some more points on the board for the Polar Bears. And it looks like Northern will want a timeout. It's going to be a timeout Northern. Coach Miller's I'm not very happy. I don't think he wanted the timeout. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after these messages.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. Archie, if we're looking for players of the game for a Hoffman Ford player of the game, I mean, up here in the booth, we're voting Swartz. We just wanted to give you an opportunity to give a shout-out to who you would like.
Oh, yes, I'm definitely going with Mr. All-Around, man. I mean, he really stepped it up in this game right here. You can see that he's taking care of his body to be able to be doable for his team in the fourth quarter, and, I mean, he really turned it on, guys. I'm with you guys.
That'll be incomplete. Or excuse me, no good. 29-yard attempt, incomplete, no good. Almost the same thing. We'll stay right here. 4th down and 5. Swartz is 24 for 105, and I mean, he has our vote tonight as our Hoffman Ford player of the game, and that's a workhorse effort tonight, keeping that up all game. I mean, that's how Northern, if they want to return to the playoffs, I mean, as far as winning, championships down here, they've had their share. But grinding it out like that early on, that's the way to come by with a victory.
Well, I think early on, East Pennsboro did a good job defending them, and I think what Northern did was they opened it up, their offense, a little bit. They got Cruz involved. They got both quarterbacks involved in the running game, and it made it a little more difficult to key on Swartz. So then Swartz, as time went on, you started to wear down that offense. You started to see him show and exert his dominance on the field. So that's 100 hard-earned yards against a very tough East Pennsboro defense today.
Chismar on the completed pass from Caroli. That'll be 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for East Pennsboro. Ball on the 25-yard line. 3:45 to play here. First game of the season, high school sports live season 2018. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, we'll have Coatesville, Harrisburg, the PCN game of the week. Teaming up ABC 27 and PCN. We're real excited for that, the whole crew. That pass will be incomplete from Crowley.
It'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Panthers.
So they'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
And I think this game was exactly what we thought it would be with two teams that are trying to reload. East Pennsboro last year, 9-3, 5-2 in the league, and they came off a District 3 4A semifinals berth, getting there. But again, they lost a lot. When you look at this team and look at what they had to overcome. And it's not necessarily about the numbers. It's more about the players you lost. Division I prospects and Peyton Morris, who went to the University of Penn for track and field, but he was a player that this team really used effectively. And then Onassis Neely, who has shattered the records at East Pennsboro, running back, D1 at Temple. He was the catalyst for this offense. Anytime they needed a big play from him, he got it. Yeah. So when you lose those two players, you have to find players elsewhere, and I think they lost big play potential. So they don't have the big play capability, at least not yet. They haven't shown that today. So that's something that they're going to have to try to build on.
We'll have offsetting penalties, both little scuffle after that play. Unsportsmanlike conduct on both sides on East Penn and Northern. So it'll be 4th and 5. Ball on the 25. And that Polar Bear crowd stayed very healthy tonight, yelling, screaming, and made a nice atmosphere for a Friday night down here at Bostic Field in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. I'm sure we'll come back here again sometime. I mean, it's been a nice night for football. Great way to start it off from the 2018 season. We're excited. We're in our 10th year celebrating. Caroli up the middle. And he'll pick up
first down Panthers,
the first down, moving the chains for the Panthers.
And again, East Penn, both teams will try to find what they can build coming off this game. East Penn has to figure out, again, like we said, the big play ability. But Northern, they also have to figure out where they're going to go with this. How can they make some big plays as well? They've been ground and pound. And what happens when you run up against a team that totally shuts your run game down? Will you be able to pass your way out of it or diversify your offense to move the ball effectively?
Crowley right side. The ball's going to be tipped, and he's going to look.
Number 21, Nicholas Crowley.
It's an athletic play. That's going to be complete to Jared Gorman.
Gorman.
Gorman held on somehow. Good play. They'll pick up the first down. These Penns still got a lot of fight in the tank.
Yeah, this is one of those.
Stay on fingertips.
We'll
Stay on
see.
Oh, man, if you take a look at that, I don't know.
You know, the one thing is the ball, you know, and again, this isn't the NFL, but if the receiver has control of the ball can touch the ground. So I think that would be the thing, and it's not instant replay. So if the official says it's a first down, it's a first down.
Good call. I'm with it. Caroli, right side. Pass is complete.
Yeah, the one thing you can see, though, is, you know, you can see this is the fourth quarter, and these kids, like we said earlier, they gave it everything they had. I mean, this is two teams that really battled for this game, and it looks like Northern has an opportunity to maybe go up. It's not over yet. East Penn can definitely, if they can get points on the board and see what they can do on the kickoff, you know, it's not over yet. But at this point, you know, these kids gave it all they got.
Well, stay tuned. We'll have our giant post-game report featuring our Pizza Hut play of the game and our Hoffman Ford player of the game coming right up right after this game. 1:43 to play, second down. Will the ball be spotted on the 50?
Nicholas Crowley's pass complete to number 27, Michael Chismar.
Crowley's pass is complete to Chismar. I don't know, man, it was dangerous.
And again,
look at it again.
The tackle I'm surprised they didn't look at calling that a spearing.
Right.
You wrote leading with the helmet there at the end of that play, because I know safety for football has been, you know, paramount across the nation at all levels.
Seventh play of this drive. Crowley back to pass with time going over the top. And there's going to be flags because there's definitely holding in the secondary. Cruz held on to the intended receiver, Ryan Manderbach. So Cruz just got the back of his shirt. I can see it from up here. And that's going to be on the defense. Take a look at it again here, Jerome. You see it as he airs it out. Good arm. And see that hold right there.
Yeah.
Cruz just got him with his left hand, held him across that 30-yard line there.
And again, I don't know if, you know, Cruz needed to do that. He had some help from the corner on the other side that could have came off and was over top of that play. But that'll give East Pennsboro some added yardage.
Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Archie, your second half assessment.
Well, what I did like from East Penn, I think they do have something moving forward with their quarterback stand. I mean, this guy, like Jerome said, has a good deep ball. I mean, once they get him going, I think their offense is going to be with a spread and let him sit back and make plays. But I did like what I seen from East Penn and Northern. Once those guys get going, I do like the young quarterback coming in, making plays. He showed the coaches tonight that he can be counted on, guys.
Yeah, that's a good assessment. Shotgun formation, Crawley with time. When he has it, he does this right here, throws the ball, picks it up across, passes complete to Hunter Campbell. Campbell across the 20 to 15.
Number 22, Hunter Campbell.
See, this is something that they you know, I know Northern's in prevent, but he's got a good arm. I think they found something in this mix, this run mix, pass mix, spread.
Well, I think they found something in the quarterback that can throw the ball. And again, he's going to have his lumps because he's not trained at the position, so he has to learn the position on the fly. And again, that's an example of learning on the fly. He threw into coverage and, you know, good defensive play, but he has to learn how to not throw into coverage. He has to learn how to set his feet.
Yeah.
If you notice, his footwork is still a work in progress. So, you know, that's one of the things that you can kind of try to help teach. The only problem is you're doing it as the season goes on.
Right.
And who knows where he came from to get to this point. So it's probably a lot of work. Just getting that position's hard to play. You just don't throw people in there and they have instant success most of the time. They have to work at it. So, but he's raw and he's shown an ability to throw the ball, and you've seen the increase in ability once his confidence went up as he got settled.
Ninth play of this drive. Crawley back to pass. It'll be incomplete. His intended receiver was Michael Chismar. And it'll be a 3rd and 10, 35 seconds to play. They'll have a couple shots out of the end zone here.
And again, that was a little high. Again, you know, setting the feet correctly so you can deliver a good ball and put it right in the pocket where your receivers can catch it. And I would imagine he's going to be a better quarterback at the end of the season than he is now. And right now, you have a lot to work with.
3rd down and 10 ball. Spotted, 15-yard line. 10 plays this drive, 27.
Timeout, Panthers.
It's going to be timeout East Penn. We'll be right back after these messages.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Well, welcome back. 20-7 Northern. Opening game here of the 2018 season. We're all excited. We're all excited for this matchup. It's been a hard fought. I don't know if the score is really an indication, but I mean, Northern did second half get control again. There was a little bit of momentum swing towards the end of the first half for East Pennsboro, but or the start of the second half. But Northern's kind of settled down and.
Yeah, I think everything changed for East Penn when they had the momentum was when they got that turnover on downs and had an opportunity to advance the ball and really see what they can do with it, and they didn't advance the ball at all and had to punt it, and it was a bad punt which flipped the field. So I think that was the turning point to me for the game. And again, when you have an opportunity to go up on a team, you want to capitalize on that.
Crowley's pass was complete to Michael Chismar. The ball will be spotted at the 15-yard line. It'll be 4th and 2 for East Pennsboro. Coach Sutter and the team want to take a second to just talk about it. I'm impressed tonight. I give an early nod to great fans here tonight at Northern. Jerry Swilley and the staff down here has done a good job of promoting the sports and the athletics along with the academics here at Northern. A beautiful place to come to see football and sports. I will say this, Northern's always had a special place in my heart. I've worked in Northern in 97 and 99. Got an opportunity to coach some great players, and Mr. Tommy Wessner and Ryan Thomas and Brock Benson, some of those names. We were able to win a division. They've had two basketball divisions in their time here, and I'm proud to say that a great group of guys helped me see one of those. Shotgun formation, Crawley back to pass, right side. Pass is complete. He was right at the pylon there, so it'll be 1st and goal. They picked up the first down. This gives East Pennsboro a chance. Now look, a quick score here, an onside kick. You never know. Yeah, I mean, you only have 14 seconds, but again, it'll be a different story if you're able to get in the end zone right there. Take a look at that again. That was a great job by the Invicta crew. Did he cross the pylon? Where was his knee down? I think his body. I think his body crossed. His body hit the pylon. It doesn't look like the ball did. Okay. Crawley under center. 14 seconds to play over the top. Touchdown East Pennsboro. They're not done yet. Flags down here too? Yeah, that'll be defensive pass interference in the end zone, so it should stick. 12-play drive capped off with a 1-yard touchdown. And you see the coaching staff giving high fives to their quarterback and receiver for making that play, and it looks like they're going to get the touchdown.
Against the Polar Bears, the 1-yard pass from Nicholas Crowley, the number 5, Jackson Irwin. Irwin has 2 touchdowns tonight. Crawley 2, thrown 2 in the air to Irwin, and that's 2013. And think about that, Crowley, he stood in there, took a shot again, and delivered a touchdown pass. So, he got picked off twice, but again, his body of work, he's had a decent game today, throwing the ball. And I tell you what, again, he has an opportunity to have a decent year. If they can keep him upright, offensive line do their job and keep him upright and healthy, he could do some things. Jacob Henry for the point after. It's up and it's good, 2014. Now they have 10 seconds, maybe look for an onside kick. They'll have to get the Northern have to get their hands team on. Hit the
the road with Jack. Hit the road with the Judgy and Bubba family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A G and Bubba family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the G and Bubba family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack G and Bubba family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at gmbubba.com.
Well, welcome back to Bostic Field 2014. East Pennsboro just put a score. 1-yard touchdown pass completed from Crawley to Irwin. Irwin's second touchdown of the night. Crawley had 2 in the air. That was 13 plays, 80 yards. Nice drive. 4:01 they chewed off the clock, but that still leaves 10 seconds on the clock for an onside kick. And I'm telling you what, recovery, one play, the end zone shot, it's never over.
No, it's definitely not.
You keep fighting.
Yeah, you keep fighting, and again, onside kick, you get the ball, you have time for at least one more shot.
I've been impressed by Crawley tonight. I mean, even Archie Smith, Jerome, you've mentioned it. He at 6'4", with that time in that pocket, the offensive line has got him good time tonight. So you got to be proud if you're looking at positives on the East Penn side. I thought the offensive line did a good job. I mean, positives, I like what Swartz did on the other side of the ball from Northern, but I liked what the offensive line did to provide holes for him. Double quarterbacks in Heisey and Barrett tonight did a great job. So, I mean, there's a lot to build on for both teams, but this game's not over yet.
No, definitely not over. It's so early in the season, and again, getting that first win or first game under your belt. Now it's look at the film, see what's going on. You'll have a week of practice either way. But again, East Pennsboro, their goal here is to see if they can get the ball back.
All right, let's see how it goes. You set up for the onside kick, hands on. You see everybody coming in here. Let's see if they can do it. Pull it off here. East Penn. If you're a Panther fan, you're holding on to hope. Just flipple kick, the ball went down. And it looks like Northern's going to be able to come away with this first victory of the 2018 season for them. The East Penn and Northern, an old battle from the get-go. And Northern will be able to down the ball here and walk off with a victory and go 1-0 on the season. East Pennsboro will go to 0-1, but not without fight.
No, it is a very hard-fought game on both sides, and I think it'll bode well for both teams. We'll see how they fare in conference play with both teams. I mean, there are definitely teams on the horizon that'll be waiting in the wings for both of them. So the season is early, it's young, and you'll see what happens.
Well, stay tuned for our Giant post-game report, our Pizza Hut play of the game, and our Hopkins Ford player of the game coming right up after these messages. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Well, welcome back to our giant post-game report. Archie Smith Jr. joining me and Jerome Presley up here in the box. And guys, first, Archie, just a solid victory for Northern when it comes down to it. But East Penn had a lot of fight tonight, too. But Northern did what they needed to do. We knew Kyle Swartz would be a big factor. That's why he was our player of the game tonight. Big crowd, exciting crowd. But your thoughts?
I actually thought, like we said in the pregame, that once Northern got a chance to settle down and see what type of team they had, these guys stuck with the game plan. I thought the coaches did a great job with executing both of their quarterbacks. They had Barrett, seeing what they had in Barrett, and they also got a chance to see their future for the next 2 years, Jerome. And I actually thought that the offensive line gave them time. I actually thought that play down at the end when the quarterback scrambled out of that sack and made that touchdown was a dagger to East Penn, because they had just lost Schumacher to cramps over there on the sideline. So I actually like what I've seen in Northern. They know that what type of team they're going to be, what type of defense they're going to have, and East Penn as well. I mean, East Penn, like we talked about, I like their quarterback standing up. I mean, he's 6'4". You can see, man, he was the tallest guy on the field tonight. I mean, he could see over the whole line and actually had a chance to sit back and dissect. Once he gets some good coordination along with that wide receiver, watch out for East Penn down the road, guys.
Yeah, I like the fight I saw, and I think they got some things going there in the second half. You mentioned that being a quarterback at 6'4", and he slung the ball, he could really put the ball in the air. I think, this team's not going to find ways to win games. They are. I think they started getting it together a little bit late. Jerome, your assessment on both teams in this game tonight?
Well, I think we saw what we thought we would see from both teams. You saw two teams that are scrappy. You're not going to see a lot of huge big plays from both teams, but they're scrappy. And East Pennsboro, like we said, we like the quarterback and his ability, Crowley, to show he can throw the ball. He's raw. And again, it's hard. It would have been interesting to see if this kid was seasoned or trained to be a quarterback his whole career, what would we see from him. But he's raw, but he has that it factor. He has a moxie about him. And I think if he can get some time to develop and get some games under his belt, you're going to see a much better player. On the other side, Northern, there's a lot of excitement about this team. They're gritty, hard-nosed defensive team. They're going to go against some juggernauts, though, this year. So, playing at they have to come in and show a little bit more, because, scoring the points they score, both of these teams may have trouble putting points on the board.
Right.
So they're going to rely on their defense. And you have some teams down the road that can really light up the scoreboard. So that may be their Achilles heel, is will they be able to match scoring with some of these other schools that really can put points on the board? And we'll see. Sometimes you can win games that way.
Well, let's go to Grace Grill with our Hoffman Ford player of the game, Kyle Swartz, number 7. Grace?
Thanks, Todd. Yes, our Hoffman Ford player of the game is Kyle Swartz. Game 1, you guys got it. Now, this is the game you want to get, because it kind of sets the tone, right? How do you feel about this one?
I'm really happy to get the win. That's what I really wanted when we came out here. Wasn't exactly pretty, but we got the win. So.
Now, you are 105 on 25 carries tonight. Talk about your game tonight.
I really just had a good line out there. That's all I'm thankful for them. They threw some good blocks, and I got in the end zone.
All right, now talk to me a little bit about the defensive effort from your Bears tonight.
We were tough. We had some players go down, and some good guys stepped in. So.
All right, thanks, Kyle. Guys, our Hoffman Ford player of the game, Kyle Swartz. Back to you.
Thank you, Grace. Kyle Swartz, 25 carries, 105 yards, a couple touchdowns. That's 16 on his career. He's over 2,000 yards in his couple years here at Northern as the running back. But I think he's going to be very effective due to the fact that, he's patient. He's a patient runner. He's not going to make great fancy moves. He squares his shoulders. He waits for holes. But I think they found something in their fullback, Cruz, who put up some pretty good blocks tonight.
Well, actually, I seen him coming through, like you said, making great blocks. But Mr. Swartz, he's a wrestler, and he also took up track over the offseason. So this guy's been training his body. I thought he was in great shape to be able to take the pounding later on in the game and put his team on his back, guys.
Let's go to our Pizza Hut play of the game, and it's right here. I could go for some Pizza Hut. Crowley right here. Steps up in the pocket, fires downfield, and an interception by a quarterback and defensive back, Barrett, and take it all the way. Look at that. Just staying on his feet. That didn't look like a quarterback right there. That looked like a defensive back trying to get to the house.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, you got to cover that ground as a D-back, and he does, makes the play. Good hands. Showing he has good hands in the back end of that secondary, then taking it up, trying to get 6, and set the Polar Bears up for good field position.
That set them up for good field position. They went ahead and scored off of that turnover. They had East Penn had 2 turnovers tonight. Right here, just inside the numbers, total yards. I mean, look, that game is matched pretty closely, 233, 204. So East Penn really, total yards-wise. Rushing yards is a big circle there, 141. Penalties, 8. That's something you go to the tomorrow or Sunday or talk Monday when you get into practice next week. And really, first games, you're going to have some of those jitters. Turnovers, another big issue. First downs, not too bad there. But passing yards, 159. So I think that's where East Penn's going to be able to open that playbook a little bit. They've got somebody who can throw the ball. But it was a great game, a great way to start off our 10th season. Our next game coming up tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I mean, this is going to be a great broadcast. This is a PCN game of the week, and ABC teaming up. We've got Coatesville, Harrisburg tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Very excited for it. Big matchups, big players. Great quarterback in Coatesville in Ortega. And on the other side, Andre White Jr., a Texas A&M recruit. Not to mention that Coatesville has a Penn State recruit and Young at running back. So we've got some big-time names, big-time plays coming up tomorrow. High School Sports Live on behalf of Jerome Presley, Archie Smith Jr., Grace Grill down on the field, the whole Mbika crew. We thank you for tuning in to this first game of the 2018 season. Tune in tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Coatesville, Harrisburg, and have a great night.